So much to do. I'm hoping I'm right. I'll just check. I never realized I'd have so many damn windows open. So much to do. Well, it works. I can hear myself. That's never a good thing. Okay. And I've got a couple more things to do, and I'll be with you guys. I need a second. But now I know why r.p.a.s Studios has Sonia to help him, because he needs 2 people to run it. Okay. Okay, and that's that one shut down. Okie dokie. Now, time for the chat. Hey, Hugh. And now I don't think I've got an email address for you, mate. You may know mine, or if you want to drop on here. And hello, Sonia. Thank you very much, dear. Yeah, look, a collar for a change. That's it. Can't let them think that us colonials are like that. We might be a little bit waiting for anybody, because when I asked Claude, was there anybody significant streaming at this time on a Sunday night in the US, he said, oh, no. He didn't say, oh, Val's life's on at that time. I might reschedule it. We'll see. Hugh, if you could either shoot me an email if you've got mine, or pop yours in. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, Hugh, you can drop that out of chat, and if you'll just excuse me, I'll get one to you. I never realized how intense this would be in regards to the number of windows I would have open. But as they say, when you're up to your ass in alligators, it's hard to remember that the original intention was to drain the swamp. Okay, Hugh, that's on the way. And I will just add you to my contacts too. Oh, don't you love it when it tries to do this for you? And of course, I got that wrong.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Hugh. How are you, mate? Would you talk to the chat for a second while I save your email, which I just almost lost?
Just adjusting the light levels in my office here. There.
Oh, dear. So needless to say, I've been having a crash course in OBS.
Ah. Well, you had it working pretty well the other day, so.
Oh, I did. I just wanted to add the countdown timer, and I should have a little duration timer going in the top of the screen here, and a few other bits and pieces.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even know you could do that. Hey, what's up?
I have no idea what you can do. I only scratched the surface, I think.
Oh, I bet. One of these days I'm going to have to do one, just because I've got to do them eventually to help push the watch hours up. But I'm not going to do long ones, maybe an hour or something. And I think I'm going to do something like topical. I'll pick a few topics and over a few weeks do a few streams.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what format I'm going to end up with in the end here, but I'll try and tailor it to what the community wants the most.
Yeah.
Really, a week ago, I wasn't seriously thinking of doing this. I was still at the stage of saying I'll do it one day. One day came a bit quicker than I thought.
One day's come and gone.
That's it. One day is here. Okay, I've got you saved now. That's good. I've sent Claude a link, but I'd say he's probably with Val. And before we get a huge crowd up, could you just confirm to me that I've got a half-decent video and audio quality and all that sort of thing?
Audio's perfect. Video's a bit grainy for me, but then that's often my bandwidth, so.
Well, I took no, I don't think it is. I took a hint from Nay the other day, and I have down mixed my output video and dropped it to 500 500 bits bit rate, just to accommodate my lousy link here.
Sure.
That's
it's
it.
totally watchable, though. No worries. Totally watchable.
That's good. And my little friend over here in that corner, yeah. I did have it out the window, second camera out the window. I had an outdoor cam, and Thomas commented on it. I said, I can give you Copilot cam if you want.
I got a lot of sun yesterday. I woke up and I was tanned this morning. Well, as tanned as a lily white fellow like me ever gets.
Mate, I can spend 10 minutes in the sun every day for a month, and it just takes me a month to get sunburned. That's my Irish skin. Because I think my ancestors... Sorry, mate, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I can tell with your red hair.
Yeah, well, I think my ancestors, they arrived, some of them at least, in Ireland on long ships, wearing hats with horns on them, although they never really did. So there we go. Thank you, Sonia. That's good to hear. Hang on, Sonia. We better give the sheriff her guns. There you go. And I think I have your email, Sonia. I'll just check. I might not either.
Well, my DSLR backpack had a big fail on the trail yesterday.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, the laptop sleeve has a separate zippered compartment, and the weight of the backpack kind of wiggles on the zippers. And after about a mile into the trail, the backpack was like falling off my back because the laptop sleeve opened, which opened up, half the backpack. Anyway, so yeah, shopping for a new backpack today.
Yes, Brad. I've mixed my video down to a lower bit rate to try and reduce my upload. I can mix it a bit higher and see what happens. And Claude, I have sent you a link already. I don't have your email address, Sonia. If you want to pop it in chat, I'll grab it, or otherwise you can send it to me later on. No, that's not good about the backpack. I was looking at it when you did the first video, and I thought that it was quite a workman-like little bag.
It actually looked like it was constructed fairly well. And actually, Thomas, the zippers didn't fail. I think this is a design failure, to be honest, because what's happening is the weight of the tripod on one side, I think, as I walk down the trail, it's like a motion that's going to gently pull the zipper apart. So I think it's just opening the zipper as opposed to like it failing or breaking. Anyway, that's my suspicion.
I'm going to attempt to tweak my my video output settings on the fly. I don't know whether I can or not, but I will try. I'll just bring it up a little bit. Okay, theoretically that should have improved the video somewhat. Anyway, I don't know whether it has. You guys will have to be the judge of that.
Same on my end.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've upped it, so I can try going the full Monty, but I don't know whether the bandwidth will hold it. And Nay seemed to think that it wouldn't, but when do I listen to people who know better than me?
Hey, what's up, Brent? Again, like I say, my bandwidth is bad, so that's why I can never tell,
Mine have to be worse, I think. Oh, stream output. What happened there? Oh, I know what I did. I downgraded it even further. That's great. Okay, apply it. That should have brought me up a little bit, I hope, if I haven't wrecked it any.
Well,
you know what it's like. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that was it. So thank you, Thomas.
You know what it's like. Yeah, Tom, the camera is actually a Logitech C922, which they tell me is supposed to be the staple vlogger camera these days. It's definitely how I've got it mixed through OBS.
It's Crazy Claude in the house.
Hey, Claude.
How do you know it's me? I'm doing this. This ain't a retinal scam camera or anything like that.
No.
I'm looking.
Now, that could actually be good enough quality to spoof a retinal scanner for you. I wouldn't put your retinas up to the camera, bud. Hey, no joke. Do you know they took pictures, remote pictures of a guy? Apparently, that's what I heard. Anyway, I don't know.
If you would like to join the chat, Brent, just stick an email address in the chat for me, and I'll put it on the link on an email to you. You know what I mean, even if I don't. So, Claude, when I said to you, is anybody significant doing a stream on that time on a Sunday? You said, no, nobody. Not, oh, yeah, Val's life's on.
I forgot about her. I had to go over there, but it was running longer, so I had to leave. Philly's on there right now. If that says anything, it's getting all wound up, hyped up. So I had to go.
Doesn't he always? He's an absolute stream.
Oh, he is. But I said, well, shoot, it's almost 8 o'clock. I looked and, oh crap, you're on. So,
hello there, Trucker for Life. I've seen you on Roger's channel, so there's a wrench for you, as Roger would say. And welcome on to the live stream. I don't know how entertaining it'll be, but I'll do my best. I probably won't be as funny as usual. I'm a little bit nervous, so the other guys can be the clown this time, because I'm usually a clown on everybody else's stream.
For the love of God.
Pepito! Pepito!
Look what I started, everybody. Let the on here.
Oh, let the dogs of war loose, my friend. Let's do this.
Yes.
You get my Viking axe, you know I will.
And Scrappy says hi.
Oh dear, here we go. The puppets. Now all we need is Lloyd with his flaming policeman. Oh dear.
Well, it didn't catch a fish yesterday, but it was a nice day on the lake, that's for sure.
Okay.
Well, go ahead, Claude.
Ari, you got it up on yours. How do I change my live stream so it shows likes and dislikes, not numbers? I've been trying to figure that out tonight.
Okay, is mine showing any numbers?
What's that?
Can you see numbers underneath my like and dislike? Hopefully I've got that disabled.
You got to disable that. I want to know how to do that. That's just
okay. You go into when I did it when I was actually setting up the live stream, but you go into your settings in your studio, and I'll have to pull it up to have a look. Hold on.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna go to my channel right now because I've been trying to do that because I got like I was on earlier and I had like I don't know 3 or 4 trolls. I wanted to just get rid of that, so they just see that. Okay, I'm at Creator Studio. You say?
Yeah, I use the beta, not the original. But you need to look for a option along the lines of allow the public to see user video statistics or video. I'd have to pull it up, and as I've already got a stream going, I don't know that.
Yeah. Well, I want to stop you midstream. That'd be terrible because you I ain't gonna go there.
Claude, you have no idea how many browser windows I have open in front of me. Before you arrived,
you should see what I got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here. I got running on 7 of them right now. So there you go.
I've got 2 separate browsers open. I've got Chrome. Oh, 3. I've got Chrome, Firefox, and Hangouts going at the moment. So I can check on myself and check on you.
Yeah. So I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out at one point. So
it's all right. Well, hang on a moment. I know I can do this. I think I can do this. All right. There we go. I shall share my. There we go. The infinite goes now. Well, I think I'll open up a web browser first. I've got my studio there, which is where I went in when I was logging on, of course, and that's the last screen you see when you start the live event. Then I've got Snaz. Snaz is the little device that generates items to go into OBS, like the countdown timer that I was running before I went in, and the little timer you can see at the top, which is recording how long we're streaming for.
Is that something for Chrome?
Sorry, what was it? No, it's not. It's just do a web search for Snaz, 1Z. It's a little free application. You just download it, install it, and then configure it. And there is a tutorial on YouTube. Of course, there's a tutorial for everything. And on the other, I've closed the other browser now, but of course I've got, on top of that, I've got the Hangout screen as well. So I've only got 4 windows open now, my chat and that, which I'm now going to stop sharing on so we don't get the internet effect, I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
Somebody said I'm looking right now on mine, but
Oh, of course, it's only Windows.
What do you run here?
I'm a Mac user.
Well, you've seen Macs. You've seen Macs in here. I had one behind me the other day. I was working on it, but I have to tell you that all of them run standalone Windows.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I ran OS X as it was then until Windows 7 came out. And about at that point, there was no mileage from my perspective to run OS X. There, I couldn't, like you're finding now, there were so many packages that I wanted. I couldn't run them on OS X, and when they got to Windows 7, it was as reliable as OS X was. So I changed.
I just don't like. I don't know. I like the way the Mac works better. And I was a Windows user. You know, I was a DOS user. I mean, I've been a computer user since Altair in the 1970s, right? So I've used almost every computer you can think of. And I got a Mac one year at work. We were given them. It was an upgrade for us, and so I didn't like the switch. But once I got used to OS X, I just found it very reliable. And anytime I go to a Windows machine, I seem to have a lot more problems, crashes, and just unexplained glitches. And I don't know, the Mac just seems more stable to me, which is why
Well, true to me. That was true for me up until the end of the XP era. When Windows 7 came out, it was so close at that point that I had 2 MacBooks, a MacBook Air, and 2 iMacs. And when Windows 7 came out, I think it was about the time Windows 7 Service Pack 1 came out, I got sick to death of trying to find Windows applications that were all, I ended up running a virtual machine inside OS X just so that I could run Windows.
Yeah, occasionally.
What the hell, I just, and also I like to tinker at a pretty, I like to tinker at a pretty deep level. I muck around with the registry and play with my operating system. And as you know,
I don't
Apple locks you out. Thomas is tearing his hair out. He says he's going to end up like you, Claude. And don't worry about the dislikes. More you go on. All right, never mind. I'm not even going to go there. I'll leave you two to slug it out.
I'll tell you what, though, Harry, I may end up converting to Windows because my MacBook Pro is coming to the end of its life, and the new ones are so much more expensive, and they've got these new things on them that are just weird, and I don't know. So
that was the other thing that annoyed me was the price and service on them. I had to pull down that iMac that was behind me the other day, and essentially they're a glorified laptop in a massive aluminium case, and they're about that hard to take apart. Thomas Sullivan says he'd like an iPhone just because he's never had one. Well, between myself and the kids and the wife, I've got about 14 or 15 Android devices in the house. And again, I went with Android rather than Apple because I don't like to be in a walled garden. But when I started flying DJI drones, there is no 100% reliable Android solution. Even their own smart controller and the Crystal Sky, they run on Android. You still occasionally get a drop out with them. Not often, but if you want 100% reliability, you've got to run on Apple. That's the best app for them. So I got the iPad initially, and then I got an iPhone as the business phone, and of course that's my backup device for flying. Brent's wife, what model iPhone does she have, Brent? There's a lot of choices now, Trucker for Life. And I'd be looking at what they call the little power books now. As long as you don't need a huge amount of processing power, there's even a few tablet solutions that work very, very well. Windows-based ones. They're not tremendously powerful. The more expensive ones, I think, are a Core. No, I've seen an i7 one. They've got good battery life, 10 hours plus, and they'll do everything that you do on the road. Let's face it, you're not going to be editing video or something that's really application intensive on the road. So for that, they would do very, very well. One of the Samsungs, or if you are going to do something, then go for a PowerBook. You can get them quite small, but they don't have a huge good battery life. And as far as brands go, there are a few brands that are better made than others, but really they're all running the same internals. Just pick something that you know has got a warranty. Asus, as we used to call them, Asus as they call themselves now. MSI are coming up. Dell, a lot of people diss Dell, but Dell make a good product, and even out here you get good service. So, and that to me is worth a lot. Okay. Yeah, she's got a 7. Yes. And it's like all of them. Every year or so, you really should just wipe them and reset them back to factory default if you want to get the best out of it.
Where'd Claude sneak off to?
It was probably something I said. Either that or he's trying to start a stream so that he can disable his
likes and dislikes.
Hang on a second. I'll do a quick search here. I found this up out the same way myself. Boy, I'm getting a lot of typos today.
Well, that was strange.
Hmm. What happened?
That's mysterious.
Okay, Claude.
Like he's frozen.
I haven't bothered changing my update settings on my iPhone, Brent. So it pretty well takes them all automatically. I'm going to buy an iPad mini to fly with. The iPad minis are. I'm waiting for the new 2019 to come in stock with my provider. I've got one on order. I would not buy the Mini 4. They're still available new, but they're a 4-year-old design. They're an A8 processor. And to put that in perspective, even the iPhone 7, I think, has an A9 or an A10. And the iPhone 8 is an A11. And if you're using it for more, if you're just flying and you're only using the Go4 app, you'll be okay. If you're running Lychee and a lot of other apps, and especially if you use it for general web duties and live streaming, all this sort of thing, there's a lot of people now starting to report overheating, crashing of the iPad, and the app as well. So I didn't, when I went to buy my iPad, I had the choice of the Mini 4 or the iPad 6th generation. The 6th generation is a bit large and bulky, but I went with that because there was a lot of people reporting problems with the Mini 4. Of course, the fanboys all say, oh, no, I'm having no problems, but I don't have an agenda to push. Now, they've just released the Mini 2019, as Apple calls it, the Mini 5, as everybody else calls it. And it's got the A12 Bionic processor in it, and it will have no problems at all. So I'm just waiting for it to be released. Yes, that's correct, Thomas. They're an A12 Bionic. I'd say he's probably restarting his computer, Thomas. At least I hope so. That's oh, he dinner time. He gets fed, Hugh. That's all right. Take care, Brent. I'll see you shortly. He's going to be back in 10 minutes. He must be shoveling that down.
I actually made dinner tonight. Spaghetti and Caesar salad and fresh French bread.
Do you know, I've been talking to you for quite a while, and I don't think I've asked you the question. Are you in a relationship here?
I've been married 27 years.
That's right. It did come up.
Yeah.
So you cooked, because it's Mother's Day there, isn't it? It's over here.
It is. It is. Yeah. My son and my mother went out to my mother-in-law's, and they did something with her. And then when she came back, I thought, well, I'll make her supper. She's not my mother, but, you know, she's the mother of my son. So.
Yeah, it's the same in my case. My mother passed away 19 years ago now, and Dad remarried. And the lady he's married is not my mother, but she's the only grandmother that my kids know. So we went up there yesterday and took gifts and stayed around and made a big deal out of it. Of course, Leanne, my wife, she got breakfast in bed from the kids. Even the foster kids, they all chipped in and bought her a lovely gift, which she was pleased for. And they're planning on taking her out to dinner, but we didn't do it on Mother's Day because I'm sure it's the same there. The restaurants are absolutely packed full.
Yeah.
Even
the drive, our coffee shop here this morning, I went and I stopped for breakfast just to the drive-through. There was a lineup out the door in Tim Hortons. I mean, there's never a lineup at Tim Hortons, but there was probably 6 people out the door. It was like it was some chic restaurant in New York City. No, it's the local coffee shop. You know?
That amazes me how many things have drive-throughs in North America. Here, yeah, all right, the idea was introduced here by McDonald's, I think. Surprise, surprise. And the fast food joints have them. Hungry Jack's, which is Burger King, and McDonald's and those. But for example, when I saw Lloyd go down the road to the smoke shop, as he calls it, and it had a drive-through, here they're trying to stamp them out of business.
Yeah, that was cool. In some of the southern states, like say North Carolina, they have something called a brew-through. So you can drive through and buy beer, and they also sell ammunition. So you can stock up on your 12-gauge shells.
Oh, let's go get drunk and shoot the place up. Yeah. Let's get lick it up. Yeah. Welcome back, Claude. I hope you sorted it. I'm just going to put a link in chat, mate. That is a small tutorial on how to turn off the thumbs up and thumbs down, or it tells you what to look for. That's what I looked at.
I don't know what happened. I lost internet, then it come back. Then I went to restart my computer, and I got you back, and my computer went on its restart mode without me okaying it. So,
oh dear. Well, there's a link there.
Yeah, for some reason it just come up. Okay, I'll click on it here. I'll save it. So.
And you don't have to feel bad, Claude. Thomas turned me down today. He wouldn't come on the live stream. He said that Claude's going to be there.
He was on mine, and I think he's a cool guy, but it's whatever he wants to do. You ain't gonna.
I understand. It's not for everybody. I can tell you that before I switched over to this camera, I was in a panic. All the windows open and OBS opening, and I was up to 4 a.m. with OBS. Putting in all the little elements and so forth. So I was sweating.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't get it all finished. Thomas said to me, it'd be nice if you had music while we were waiting, because I kicked over the timer about 30 minutes before. I was trying to do that, just ran out of time. And I want to put some windows into the screen here so that I can screen video clips and whatnot inside a window. Just click the scene and cue them up. Why not?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's one thing I've done on the live stream. That's one of the only things I've done is basically viewed my own videos in the background. And it was fun. Then I can talk to people about locations I was shooting or whatever. So yeah.
It's quite a good screen share facility within Hangouts / YouTube. Yeah. It is good. But if I'm using OBS and I can put windows up, then I might as well stream into them as much as anything else.
Now, I'm curious what's going away. Like, they talk about Google Hangouts going away, but is it just changing form?
Good question, Hugh, and I haven't been able to find a good answer because as it was, Claude was trying to give me help using the classic studio, and of course I've started using the beta studio. And I think it was Brad Drone Kings pointed out to me that doesn't matter which one you use, they're going away next year. But you can go into a stream directly from OBS and from other software as well.
Certainly can. Yeah.
You don't have as far as I can see, you don't have the ability to have other people on the panel like we've got here. So
what people do is they use Skype.
Yes.
Like a drone, for example, Mitch, he uses Skype to bring people into OBS.
But you need fairly hefty bandwidth if you're going to do that, because Skype is, well, it's not particularly reliable anymore. But also, if you've got 2 or 3 Skype streams coming in, that chews up a better bandwidth.
Maybe so. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if it actually display. Well, I mean, why would that be any more bandwidth than the video signal that's coming into you through Google?
Well, it's how you compress it. I don't think Skype compresses it particularly well.
Okay.
Let's remember that a lot of these applications are coded in countries where very fast connections are the norm, and people tend to forget that there's a lot of places that don't have particularly good internet.
Like here.
And here, that's right. Not everyone's got a connection like Claude.
I'm right next to the modem. It's sitting right behind my computer.
That's it. When Andrew Pusa Studios told us what his statistics were, I went green with envy.
Yeah. Well, he lives in Montreal. It's one of our biggest cities, right?
So Roger's got Roxy Cam, and currently I've got Ollie Cam.
But the good news for us Canucks is that by 2020, we're promised every house has high-speed internet. So,
it's available in my area now, and I did sign up for it last week, so it might take a month or so to be connected. But I sat out until the last 6 months. It came here about 12 months ago, and I've sat out until the last 6 months before they disconnect the copper, essentially let them debug it.
You're almost done. Click run below to get started.
I can hear something, but I think it's outside my window.
Oh.
It's a problem when you've only got one ear.
Click run below to get.
Was you hearing that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think it was coming through. I was going to check my internet speed. That was
He's watching Pornhub.
Yeah, I was almost done.
Jeez.
I didn't think it was coming through my mic. I don't know how it could have been, but I just turned it off.
Oh, that's all right, Claude. It was only very, very faint, so it wasn't bothering me. That's all right. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get too near.
I know what it was. It was echoing through my head, which is no brain up there, and coming out my mouth, and the mic was picking it up, is what it was.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to leave that to Thomas O'Sullivan.
Ooh,
well, yeah.
I'm shopping for a new camera backpack now.
Oh, well. By the way, did the video improve any when I upped the bit rate?
I saw it get clear for a minute, but then, of course...
I do think it dynamically changes depending on your bandwidth.
Yeah, it does. It certainly does.
And I'll just check my CPU load. I'm burning about 30% CPU to run all of this, 28 to 33. So it's not that. Yeah. Well, fortunately, I've got a fairly gutsy laptop.
When I transcode like 4K files, video files, my computer's using 100% of the bandwidth.
Yes.
The processor. It's just I can't do anything else.
You should see them go when I use a program called it was called Agisoft Photoscan. It's now called Metashark to stitch and my drone images and to make 3D. And I've got to build a dedicated computer for that because it kills my notebook dead.
Yeah.
And the recommended computer on their website is minimum of a Threadripper 12-core processor with 64 gigabytes of RAM. It comes out to about $7,000 Australian to build a computer that can run any amount of images.
Yeah. Image processing and video stuff is it's pretty intense. I had no idea really because until I started the YouTube channel, I wasn't, I mean, where do you process videos unless you're doing it as a job, right?
That's right. Yeah, and I do. Like I could have subscribed to Pix4D or any of those subscriptions, but I know other commercial operators who are spending $2,000 a month to get their stuff done on the cloud.
Wow.
And so that adds up over a year. I would pay for my own computer, and the software that I've paid for mission planning, etc., has really run me about $500. So in a year, I will pay for it itself. So I went that way instead of subscribing to Drone Deploy or Pix4D, etc.
Yeah.
Thomas is saying that he's got, how much was it? 50 down and 20 up. I hate you officially, Thomas. Not really,
Wicked,
but I do hate you. I will prove to you guys. Hang on a second. There we go. Oh dear. It's saying, I don't want to go there. I'm embarrassed. Okay.
I think this is going to be my next camera bag. I know. Exciting, right?
I'll be with you in a second. Wrong window, you idiot.
Claude can look at my new camera bag. What do you think, Claude?
That's sexy. I think I
Okay.
get 2 of them.
You get 2 of them?
Yeah, you got to have
That's
a
a pretty
backup.
slick looking bag, yeah.
Okay, that's my router statistics page. I'm on Annex. I'm on ADSL. Annex M, which is an enhanced upload. So I've got 1.17 upstream and 12.6 downstream, and that's it.
But it says on top there you got 1 billion.
Grown.
I can't check mine because then you guys hear it. So I'll do mine later.
There you go.
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna step out for a second. I'll be back.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, Hugh, we can talk about him. He's not here. Let's load up his channel.
Okay.
Let's load up his channel with pictures or something till he gets back. Let's see here. My microphone is on its way. I just
Yeah.
tracked. Yeah, it's in. As they say, it's in the mail. That's how
Good.
they're shipping it. That's how they're shipping it.
Yeah.
So,
This is
so
the
it's
boom mic.
that really expensive mic that would cost me $17.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, it's a free product. Hey.
What would you do if it was a really good mic? You'd have to have one, wouldn't you?
Sure.
This headset I got on my head is $20.
Yeah.
And it works. So, Tomas pays €60 a month, but includes fiber broadband to their house and telephone. I don't know what we pay. We have
That's
2 houses.
amazing. That
We have
is
2
really
houses.
amazing.
Yeah.
I pay twice that, Thomas, and I might get 10 down if I'm lucky, and maybe 1 or 2 up. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, my plans for the week is I got to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, bummer.
Then I'm done. Then I did. I don't know if it's done editing. I did upload a video today, so.
Yeah, I did as well. A quick complaint about that camera.
Yeah.
Live tomorrow. Very exciting.
Let's see here. Videos. Did you put a blue check on your YouTube channel yet, Hugh?
I don't know what you're saying.
Well, if you go to Chrome and look at mine, it says it has a blue check. It's verified a Social Blade member. You can I have a Social Blade account. You can get it verified.
Ooh.
You get a blue check next to your name if you look at it. I got a blue check on my name now, which means my account is kind of verified too.
So where do you see that in, like, if I'm a user, like a viewer of your channel, do I see that on your page or something?
Yeah, you'll see that on my page. You'll see a blue check. If you go to my channel, you should see a blue check next to my name because I have Social Blade.
Okay, guys, your luck ran out, and I returned.
Oh shit, he's back, Hugh. Crap.
There you go. Well, Spud just walked in here with a towel around her, so I thought I didn't realise I was on at this time, so I thought I'd better shut things up.
Well, I'm in my pajamas, so.
Well, I've told her to go get dressed, and she can come back if she wants to. So she'll be here to make your life hard in a minute. You can be sure. She just can't stay away from Claude, you know.
No, she's a
And
good
of course,
kid.
we all saw you.
Nothing should channel, but
What's that?
as a user, I don't see that thing, that verification.
You don't, huh?
Nope. At least I don't know.
Let me
I'm
go.
on your main page.
Because let me go. Where's my page go? Oh, I exited out of it by accident. Here, my channel. Let's see here.
No, I might mention it, you know, Thomas.
Okay,
Be afraid. Say hello to everybody.
Are you on? Google Chrome, Hugh?
Yes.
Because I see it now. I'm going to go to Emma's page.
Spudcam.
But I think maybe you see it because you've got Social Blade plugin installed.
Pages. He said I could draw.
Well, let's see here. Okay, Emma's got it too on her page. I went to her page and she's got the blue check showing.
So where does it show up on the page? Like, what's it near?
Right next to your name.
Right.
And how did you achieve that, Claude?
Social Blade, I signed up for it, and it's connected to YouTube.
Okay.
So it's only a Social Blade thing then. It's only if you have Social Blade installed, because I don't, and I don't see the check marks on Emma's page either.
Okay, because she has it and I have it. So
Welcome to Mike Roche. If you'd like to join us on the panel, Mike, stick an email address in the chat for me. I don't think I've got one for you yet. Just go ahead, keep talking, Claude.
Yeah, I got Social Blade a while back and put it on here. So because it says if you touch the blue check, it says verified Social Blade member authenticate a channel on Social Blade. So my channel is authenticated on Social Blade. So.
Come on, keep talking. I'm trying to do a Roger. I'm sitting here and letting you guys talk.
No, we don't always talk. Sometimes we read the chat.
You lie too. You're always talking. Kidding.
Okay. Hugh, that Ari's a jerk at times. You notice that?
But other times he's asleep.
Vegemite mother.
Why are you talking, Ari? You said we had to talk.
Don't diss Vegemite.
Excuse me, I'm just about to beat my child.
Oops.
All right, Mike, not a problem, mate. But you're welcome at any time. You'll find that you get a little publicity in the ticker at the bottom of the page. I remember when I was trying to remember everybody's who I needed to put in there. I remembered you.
You know,
that's it. Go ahead, Claude.
I got another webcam I got to figure out how to put on here too. So.
Well, I'm running a second one now. As you can see, I did have Ollie cam, and now I've moved it around, and I've got what's outside my window cam. Sorry if it's looking a little bit blurry, but that's because it's shooting through the fly screen. As you can see, it's windy outside today.
Wow. I see red earth out there.
Yes, that's actually, you'll find that's probably bark on the garden.
Oh, nice.
Hold on here. I missed the whole shot. I was on another channel.
Oh, that's all right. It's up there. So you got to remember, you get crossed up here so easily.
Thomas says seeing you in one camera is enough, Claude.
Oh my God. Why you gotta be that way to me?
I'm actually probably going to put a third camera on, but I'm at the point where I don't have any more bandwidth left on my USB 3 hub. So, and being a notebook, I don't have endless USB ports either. So I've got to buy another powered hub to run any more webcams.
I don't know. I got pretty good bandwidth. It's wireless, so the unit is sitting right behind my laptop. So I got a really good, strong signal right now.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the bandwidth on the USB port, because the hub has 6 ports, but it plugs into a single port. And when I got the 2 cameras and the microphone plugged into it, it said, "Oh, no more, no bandwidth left."
Hmm.
The camera will also be used for spud cam.
That's
playing
right.
with
Yes.
the, mobile light here. Sorry.
What I'm going to do, I'll put a second camera in, and you can join me as a compare like Andrew Pusa Studios does
Spud
with his
cam.
wife. Yeah. God help you all.
Hey,
Oh,
it's
you can do
Batgirl.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
Mike
Yeah.
loves. Mike doesn't think that he's flying unless it's tight.
Okay, Tomas. At least they see me on one camera.
Oh, here we go.
Just bouncing up. That looks kind of creepy.
Oh dear. So I don't know whether I should reschedule this one on your weekend to not clash with Val, but it doesn't really matter when I stream. I'm going to clash with somebody.
What do you mean? Whose weekend?
Well, it's your
Sorry, I'm turning stereo.
it's your weekend. I believe it's Sunday night your time.
Not me. I do
Your
whenever.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
I do mine whenever. I don't typically. I was on earlier because I was bored, but I'm not.
No. I mean regular established ones like Val goes every Sunday night this time, doesn't she?
I think
Yeah.
so.
I think Wednesday.
Maybe I'm an hour after her, so I don't know. I'll think about it later. My brain hurts at the moment.
But no matter what you do, there's going to be somebody on. So just do what you want to do. So that's the way to do
Oh
it.
yeah. I only want to do it twice a week. I don't want to do it every night. And at one point, I want to do it that it's a time that's friendly for people in North America, and then the other one is friendly for people in Australia and the UK.
Cool.
Right.
We did have Sonia earlier, but she's disappeared on us, I believe.
Yeah. I don't know where she disappeared to.
Well, it's late over there. It would be, 1 going on 2 in the morning for Thomas O'Sullivan, and it'd be around that for her as well, I think.
Exactly. I'll be right back.
All right, man.
Yeah, it's almost my bedtime too. I go to bed pretty early these days.
Okay. Oh my God. Give me.
Well, you didn't think that I had a daughter so I could get my own drink, did you?
Miserable.
That's right. Yeah, I had a daughter that ruined my own life. You know it. Everybody knows it. Everyone who's got kids knows it. Mike was laughing about my beating my daughter comment. Isn't it just ironic, Mike Roche, that it's just when you have kids that the government outlaws pedicide?
I'm not kidding.
Oh, that's right. She's not a kid anymore. It would just be clear old murder, right? It's only 25 years. I'd only have to live to be 80 to be free. I'll think about it.
Can you get away with it? That's the question.
Is that even a factor?
I'm thinking criminal minds now, Did I leave any evidence behind?
Yep. No. Oh, the old cat's down. I think I might have to let him out. Excuse me. Yes, he wants out. There you go, mate. Thanks. That's it. My co-pilot has decamped. Oh, boy.
It's quiet in the chat, too.
Well, it is. I think we've only got 4 or 5, which doesn't surprise me. It's my first go.
7 watching.
7. I would have to open another window to keep track of that. And what do they say? Please smash the like button. Oh dear. I'll check all of that afterwards. I was that test I ran the other day that ran for 2 hours doubled my watch time in one go.
Wow, good job.
Well, it's not like I had a huge amount. I had 20. Don't say it, Thomas. She'll kill you. I had 23 or 24 hours, I think, and I went to 53.
I think you're going to find it's going to add up very quickly, though, if you start live streaming regularly.
Oh, for sure. Look, it's
Obviously.
I'm over 10,000 right now views.
It's not the hello to Gino County Droner. How are you, sir? If you'd like to join us on the panel, just throw a link, your email in the chat, and I'll copy it and send you the link. It's not my primary goal, but obviously it'll help me rack up the 4,000 hours needed if I decide to monetize the channel later on down the track. And I'm not going to say no, I'm never going to do it, because I was saying I was never going to live stream, and look where we are now. Thank you, darling.
You don't know how to say no, do you?
That's it. Yeah, I wonder who taught me that. My children.
Can I have an
He's an
inspire?
internet phenomenon.
That's your fault. Did you hear that, Claude?
What's that?
Say it again.
Can I have an inspire?
I'm trying to do something. You guys are bothering me.
Aye, Captain Crunch.
I'm trying to figure out how to find somebody. I have him in my thing.
I should have asked Furball Kim to drop by too.
Well, I'm trying to do, if you want to know, I have Philly's email, and I'm trying to see if he'll come on and say hello to you. I'm trying to think if it's under his name of Michael or Philly. I can't remember how to do it because I got your link, obviously.
Michael DeCurio.
Yeah. I found Michelle Beenan. That's a friend of mine.
His email's on his page, on his about page.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Well, I got to go find it then. Hold on here.
I should play with OBS while I'm here.
Yeah, because maybe I can come on and say hello to you, Ari, and make you feel better.
Yeah, it definitely. A visit from Philly makes everybody feel better.
Where's Philly?
Michael, you know my freaking God?
Oh, the cute one.
The cute one, yes, that's right. I'll tell him you said that. Somebody has to tell Philly that my teenage daughter thinks that he's cute.
The big sexy
Yeah,
one.
he's a good-looking guy. He really is.
Yeah, mind you, I think that his girlfriend might be a little upset by that, but anyway.
She can deal with it.
She can deal with it.
A little jealousy spices up the relationship.
Yeah.
No, you've got to love a man who feels that way. Problem is, our wives generally don't feel that way.
No. I'm old and fat. My wife has nothing to be jealous about, so we're good. She's happy. I'm happy.
Well, I have to say, my wife was never jealous, so that was something at least.
Nor was mine.
Oh,
then-
yes.
Fellow just has to behave himself.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. It's time to play around with it. I come from the piss till it breaks school of IT.
There.
Yes, I have my PhD from that school.
Yes.
If he's checking his emails or whatever and available, I just send him your link, Ari.
Thanks, mate.
And to press the red button or to not press the red button. Ooh, hit the red button.
How does that go? Simple, says Wesley Crusher. Just do this. Universe ends. Okay. Now, I don't really know how this works. I've never tested it. I've read nothing about it, so it's distinctly an experiment.
Okay, I've got a television show gripe I have to share. I don't know if you guys watch any science fiction shows, but there's two excellent shows that are on Netflix right now. One's called Colony, and basically it's aliens invade and they stick people in blocks, and we're trying to survive, sort of thing. Very cool show, though. It stars Josh Holloway, the Sawyer from Lost, if anybody's seen that show. But anyway, after 3 seasons, they canceled it. So, bummer.
Oh, no.
And let me get to your favorite.
It was up there, definitely. Very, very, very good show. But then in the same last couple of months, there's another show called Travelers. It's also a science fiction show about these guys that go back in time to kind of help mankind not destroy the Earth in the future. Anyway, after 3 seasons, it's all canceled.
I don't know if you can see that video source in the bottom corner. This is the video of me putting my spark into the tree.
Oh, fun.
Is that streaming?
It's right
But
over our. It's right
covered.
over our pictures.
Yeah, it's just under our pictures.
Yeah.
It's
So
under them. Okay.
I have to look at it. I have to look at Hugh's mug, and it's scary.
Oh dear. That's a problem.
Don't make me pull out the hammer, boy. I'll hammer you, Claude.
What did you say was the problem with that video?
What are you talking about?
The video's just, if you lift it up a little bit, say an inch sort of thing on the screen, it should be above our little boxes.
Ah, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Panels are in little squares at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, I don't. That's the one thing I don't see on my OBS screen is
Okay.
the panel.
Okay,
You can go
then
back
you-
down. Go back down.
Okay, then you got to kick us all out to show the video.
No, I'll just leave it. My embarrassment streaming there in the background.
I'm only going to join to watch it.
Oh, my daughter's only going to join so that she can watch me put the spark into a tree. And we're coming up to that moment now. I'm side slipping now. And in a second, I see branches in front of me. I think I better go backwards. Oh, there's no obstacle avoidance on a spark. And that's where it hung. And it's 8 meters out above the water there.
God.
Your brother waded out into the lake up to his chest while I shook the tree and he caught it.
God.
It was at that point I found out why I'd fed him for the last 15 years.
I remember when he fell into the water once, and he rolled around in the sand for an hour, terrified that you were going to get mad because his pants were wet.
Yes. I would have killed him for sure.
I'd be more worried about getting eaten by a croc or something out there.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere, right?
Well, theoretically, we don't have crocs down here, but they did pull a 20-footer out of the local river in 1898, and it's gotten warmer since then.
Oh, so you really don't have a croc problem around there?
No. I'm typically speaking, I'm considered to be about 250 miles south of the southern limit, and probably 500 miles south of where they're endemic. But as I said, they have pulled a few out of the rivers locally, so I wouldn't rule them out. But the local river is a shark breeding ground, and that's not a joke.
Oh, God. Okay.
And I was in, like Claude, it was in Val Stream for a little while earlier, and I wasn't sucking up to her daughter like Claude was, but I had a couple of comments, and she said that she wanted to come to Australia, and I said, well, you'd be very welcome, and unlike most of the Americans, we'd tell you where the crocs are before you get in the water.
I was just trying to get my son married off, if you really got to know.
She looks like Val, in a good way.
Yeah,
She sounds like her too.
Yes.
How's that?
Thanks, darling. Okay.
Go and dig up.
She's she's quite nice. I made him laugh, which is always the aim.
Right, it was Phil playing with the doorbell.
I'm sorry?
It was Phil playing with the doorbell. Again.
Playing with the doorbell. Okay. Please don't slam the door. I'll pick it up later. Oh dear, I could bring that down and hide her face. No, I won't do that.
I'm going to sneak off. I'm going to be getting ready for bed soon.
Sorry, you're getting ready for what? You?
I've got to get ready for bed soon. I'm heading off, so.
All right, mate. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
everybody.
It's been good having you.
Or good morning.
Hey, Hugh, leave
Yeah,
your
Claude.
camera on as you're getting ready for bed.
What's that?
Leave your camera on as you're getting ready for the bed.
Oh,
That's really-
you sick puppy,
That's
Claude.
really God.
Did you hear that, Hugh?
Later. Yeah, I heard that. I want to unhear that.
No. Did you hear my daughter there?
No.
How again?
I'll watch.
Oh, God. That would terrify you. You'd be scarred for life.
I've lived with this man for 17 years. I'm already scarred as it can get.
Excuse me. Peter Side has raised its ugly head again.
Well, have fun, guys. We'll see you later.
Cheers, Hugh. Thank you for dropping in.
Okay, Tomas, why don't you come on and hang out with us now?
Yeah, if you come in, I won't tell my daughter what you said about the cats.
Is it
Yeah.
that guy?
Yeah, it's that guy, darling.
There are 150 different poisons.
For over 150 different poisons. How's it going? Say it again, just like that, a bit louder.
There are over 150 different poisons.
Besides that, Tom, and she spelled my name wrong. That's right. It's Tomas.
Oh, you're a classic. You are. I was in here before with Thomas, and Ollie was doing his thing. He said, "Will you look at that filthy thing licking his nuts?" And I
He
said,
doesn't have any.
"Exactly." And I
Just
said,
like
"If
him.
if my daughter hears you say that, neither will you, Thomas."
I've been meaning to protect my collection.
You know what was the matter, Ari?
Yeah.
Thomas was jealous he couldn't do that himself.
True that.
Yes. Me too.
We never get married.
Me too.
That's right. Yeah. How does that line go? Yeah. Dear, dear. I'm looking for another piece of footage here to replace that one with. Okay. I'm going to be putting this, yeah, go for your life.
That's right. I was going to check and see if my video was done editing yet or not. So anyway, if you have Social Blade and you're a member of Social Blade, you can see a Social Blade, what do you call it? Check next to your picture.
Right.
Yep, it's got sound and everything.
Wow.
I don't know if you can hear it. You can hear everything else I did on my computer tonight.
No, I can't hear it this time.
You can?
No.
Oh, good.
Oops, wrong one. Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
Oh, I just changed my whole desktop to the video, not the video.
Holy
Oh,
crap,
dear.
Ari.
I'll just see if I can fix this.
I'm the dumb one. Yeah, that'd be physical.
Oh, dear. I don't know how I did that, but I don't know how I did that too.
I've already had 9 views of my video since I put it up. It's been
Cool.
up. It's been up for about 2 hours. And I flew it with my favorite drone. We're all looking at our own videos, so I'm gonna get out of there.
No, I'm just trying to fix what I just messed up.
Yeah, Brent, I put a new video up 2 hours ago. I got one more in the computer to upload, so yeah, there's a new one up. I'm sitting here scratching my arm. Sorry about that.
Now I know. Now I know what I messed up.
I'm trying to. I gotta turn the sound down. I'm trying to get my turns a little smoother when I fly, so I've been making a conscious effort when I fly not to be so jerky on the sticks. So
Yep, I've been thinking about dialing down my rates, but I've decided that instead I'm just going to throw it into tripod mode when I do the serious filming.
right.
That way I don't have to put up with slow responses when I'm flying normally.
Right.
Okay,
I
that fixed that.
I tried to pinch in and all that, and for me the thumbing works the best. So
I've been thumbing. Look, if I was teaching somebody from scratch, if they'd never flown before, I would be teaching them to pinch. But
right.
all us old guys who came along before that was a big thing. We've been thumbing for 20 years or plus, and I think it's not worth our while to change.
No, I'm used to doing it my way, and I don't want to change. So
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it, darling. I've been thumbing for so many years now. I fly very well with thumbs, and I wouldn't change.
It's like when my old piano teacher taught me to play piano, she said we do it this way. So I spent 6-7 years playing one way, and then the new curriculum came in. They said, no, you need to change it, and you need to cross hand play all your chords and melody. But I've spent all my time playing like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can play like that. Why change to the other way?
Yep. Well, it's the same with the way I play guitar.
I use my feet when I play guitar. It sounds really good that way.
I have seen a guy on YouTube that has no arms and playing guitar with his feet, and not doing a bad job of it either.
Yeah, he uses it. Takes his. I think I've seen that too.
Yep.
They got a guy on YouTube that has no arms. He's a farmer, and he works on his farm equipment just using his feet. Like we would use our hands. So
Brent, Brent, sorry. I didn't see your response before. If you want to come into the channel, Brent, just give me an email address and I'll send you a link. Yes, Brent's a thumber as well. How long have you been flying, Brent? And you've had 10 views so far. I haven't had time this morning to. Normally, when I get up in the mornings, I check all of the notifications for YouTube, and there's 20 or 30. I just didn't have time today because I got straight up and came in here and got everything going.
Yeah, exactly.
And sorry to abandon you all in the.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry too. You know what I'm doing? I'm double checking my video, see if I like it or not. If I'm going to take it down and start all over, I need to stop. I need to stop.
You're going to give yourself a thumb down.
I know I can, but go back. Sorry, guys. I'm sitting there watching it. Oh, he's on his tablet. Brent is so.
Okay, cool. You probably answered and I missed it, so that's not a problem. Yeah, I hope you'll all forgive the title of my live stream, but everybody streams, we're live or, Monday morning live. So I'm not live, but I'm still warm.
Yeah, Thomas, I used the Mavic Air today to do that video, or yesterday, I should say.
I know that I must be getting more looks, views, because when I first used to search for my own channel on YouTube, it'd be 2 pages down. Now it's about second from the top.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'll get to the point too where you'll qualify for custom URL, where that's what mine is. Where
I think I'm already in. It's gave me some notification along those lines.
Yeah, because I have a custom URL because of. I think you get so many views and so many people, they start giving you stuff like that. Because I got the URL. I'm up to 310, by the way, as of today.
You've got 2 new videos.
Who, me?
One with somebody in a martial arts gi, and the other one with the Mavic Air.
Oh, that's a live feed. That's Hugh, actually, that red outfit. That was
All
from
right.
earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Hugh. And the one with Mavic Air was 2 hours ago. Because it was uploaded at the same time we were chatting, so.
That's fine.
But I got other videos I got to still upload, so.
There we go. What should you be the only one who gets to enjoy? Anybody who wants to see Claude's video, hey, they might ping me for copyright for that, mightn't they?
I don't know. I'm in the panel.
Yeah, I know, but I believe that their analytics is such that if you play another video within your video, they can detect it. I know somebody else who got caught out that way. That'll teach me to be too for myself.
What happens if it's me in the panel and I play it?
I'm pretty sure that it'll detect that it's the same user who put up the video.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't do it. Just go to my my channel. You'll see it.
Sorry, mate, I was trying to do you a favor and share your video, but I don't think I want to get a copyright violation for that.
Well, there was another guy I was had to be on his live stream, and he was showing my videos, but he wasn't showing the full one. He showed just parts of them.
Night
And
train from the house. If you'd like
yeah,
to join us on the panel, my friend, just stick an email in the chat for me and I'll send you a link. You obviously just joined us. The little video to the opposite side of my daughter is my glorious moment of flying my Spark into a tree over a lake. I'll just keep streaming that to remind myself, don't do that, don't do that. And you also have our outdoors cam, I think, you should be displaying as well. Or is it?
he says he can play his all day with no audio and no issues. So I don't know if that's what it means, if his videos or his friends' videos. I don't know what it is, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know how it works, but I suppose when you verify, obviously you verify your channel, and mine's like double verified now that they kind of watch people, but there are people that actually share your videos. I've had that happen to me already, where people have shared my videos.
And I think that's why they put the look. From what I can see, or what I've been told, the algorithm doesn't get you every time. I've heard of people who've done something and they've done it multiple times and gotten away with it, and on about the 99th time they get pinged for it.
Exactly. So
Night Train says he can play them without audio, without issues. So perhaps it's the audio that the algorithm looks for.
right.
Boy,
Well, the audio is YouTube free music, so
yes, agreed. But I've also wondered. It is, Cord would obviously give me permission, but I don't think the algorithm would pick that up. So they'd give me the copyright strike, and I don't have a manager on my channel yet. I don't have enough subscribers, so it'd be hard for me to draw their attention to it. Yeah, that's his own. Oh. Anyway, I'm watching the chat too much now for a change. I'm looking at my own screen here. I'm getting nauseous. I've noticed it's quite windy outside, so I'm not going to be flying today. Yep. Cool. Somebody knows what they're doing, even if it's not me.
yeah, I read his comment here. It's about permission at the end. As long as there's no copyright stuff, music, TV, etc., you have their permission. It's usually someone saying they're played my stuff. So
I don't know when/if I will get to 1,000 subs. I'm not obsessing about it. As most of you would be aware, Greg Oz by Drone put a video up a few days ago showing how to get the DJI Go 4 app to stream to YouTube, a workaround on the 1,000 user limit. And I will be using that. I do intend to stream some flights live. And so that really, I don't need 1,000 users for that. When it happens, it happens.
exactly.
Yep, that's it, mate. I'm not in a rush. When it happens, I watch some of the people, and I try not to be that old guy who always says, "Oh, the young people this and the young people that." But I do notice that it's predominantly the younger YouTubers who get very fixated on getting that 1,000 subscribers up.
I need somebody to make 790 YouTube channels and subscribe to my page tonight, please.
I think that.
How many? 700
790.
You need to go into r.p.a.s Studios. They'll probably get you that in a night. The way they've been going.
It's actually not that
Yeah,
bad.
but that ain't the same. I want to have people come to my channel because they want to, not because somebody tells them to, subscribe to my channel and all that, because then you get interaction with people. Those people there that do that, they may subscribe to you. You may never see them. So
Yeah, I hear what you're saying about the content Night Train. I've got a lot of video, but some of it is owned technically by the customer, and a lot of it isn't fit for making into YouTube videos. And I've gone through, I've made a few videos out of it, and then I went out and I've flown a couple of times now and gathered footage. I've made some of it into the first dam video. I'll probably put up another one flying over the catchment of the dam this week. So I'll gather up content. The new laws that have been put out by CASA here are just encouraging me to get more content, because I have to fly a lot more regularly to keep my my license current, theoretically on jobs. But from what I understand, having spoke to a few people, gathering YouTube content would be classed as flying on a job. So that's a good incentive to fly more.
Exactly. So
Well, I'm going to I'll run on a little while longer, Claude, but I know that it's getting later on in the evening for you guys over there.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. For too
so,
long, I'm gonna have to hang it anyway because I gotta go and get ready for work tomorrow. So
yep, that's right. You're driving for the next 3 days. What I
yeah,
might do next week, I may wind back 3 hours earlier or something like that, and that'll make it easier for you guys, and I'll avoid Val by a couple of hours.
exactly. You can take the days that like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays that I typically are gone. You figure your time in there, and you kind of fill in for me.
Yeah, that's it.
From basically, I think basically 1 o'clock my time on, there's really nobody it's on. So, but I usually get people come hanging out with me. So,
Yep. Well, if I go 3 hours earlier, that'll be 5 a.m. your time, and about 5 p.m. your time, and about 1 p.m. on the East Coast. Sorry, West Coast. Gee, I'm back to front today. Mind you, it's always hard keeping your head around somebody else's country. I've been going.
right,
You can see the little timer in the above my head. That's the duration of the stream. So I've been going 51 minutes and 9 seconds.
right, exactly. So, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, because you're not getting other than Mr. Tomas. Well, Night Train's still here. Let me refresh my glass and use the facilities. You'll be right back. So,
And Brent's here with us. It's
yeah,
8 p.m. for Brent, so he's more central US, I guess.
he's in Arkansas, in the United States, where he's
That's
from.
right.
What's the difference between Arkansas and Arkansas?
It's the same thing depending on who you talk to. I just got, well, you probably heard that.
I was just peeking over at Pusa Studios right now, and there one guy commented, and they took half the chat down because of that.
Really? What did he say?
I don't know. He probably gets somebody to subscribe to his channel. Like
Oh, okay.
like they don't like you to do and stuff like that. So
Well,
I mean,
everybody. Sorry, go ahead.
if people want to follow me, they can follow me. I don't advertise it. They can do whatever they want. So and obviously most of my guys are on my channel are on yours too. So
That's it. And I know everybody here. It's a pretty slow start, which I expected. But I'm not. So I'm not going to bother with the check out everybody's channel. But if we had, I don't have a problem with that, and
right,
I don't want people begging for subs. But certainly, I have no worries with people subscribing to each other's channel. That's fine by me.
So
right. We had somebody come on mine last night, and he said, hello everyone. And I went into his channel and checked it out. And I said, well, he's got stuff. And everybody started subscribing to him. Then he disappeared. And I said, well, I went back and unsubscribed from his channel. But I said, because I'm not going to a channel where he doesn't at least, try to subscribe back. I felt that he would just popped on here to get some subscribers and he left. So I basically unsubscribed from his channel. I don't know if you were in that last night. I had Tim on there.
Yeah, I think so. I was. And Thomas just says that Mel is also on at the moment, so there's a few over there. And yeah, okay, Mike, not a problem. If you want to drop a link in for your email address, because I don't have it as yet, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be an old guys convention.
We're all sitting here patiently watching the chat for an
I'm
email.
just reading Night Trans. He doesn't do that, but if he likes them, he'll add them. I subscribe.
You know what you could do too, Ari? Post there he is, Roche.
Yep.
It's right there. So
Okay, I've got that. You can take it out of chat, Mike, and I'll just send you off an email.
yeah, Night Train. I went over to Pusa Studios one time and I was getting a headache watching the chat. So
I find the channel to be somewhat disorienting. He's a great guy, and I'd like to go there more, but I literally ended up feeling a bit nauseous. All the flashing lights. Leanne, my wife, she couldn't watch it. She's epileptic. That would set her.
right.
Okay, that's gone, Mike. Should only take a year to get there from Australia.
Unless the shark has chewed the wiring.
That's right. They feed a lot on ones and O's.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, everything's back now. Okay. Yeah, no, Andrew is a great guy, and so is Zania. That's her name, was Zania. They're lovely people, but the stream. Oh, look, yes, it is hype, but that's the thing that those media people are into. Yes.
Night Train put his email up there too.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep, I can see that. Okay. I'm just making a note of all of this so that I can put them in my my address book afterwards.
Right. Night Train, he'll tell you when he can take it down too if you want.
Yeah, you can take it down. I've got it. Sorry.
That way I put it button by spam in your email.
Yeah, nothing for that.
Oh, Brent Nenley's up there too now.
Okay, hang on a sec.
You guys are really lucky.
You're getting them all now.
Some really, really big YouTubers, when they go live, they have bots that sit in the chat, and any emails that are sent in the chat are scanned and kept in a little file.
Okay, I've just been informed that there's a bot for capturing email. You can take that down, Brent. There is a bot that captures them, so I will.
Yeah, that's how mine works. I use Gmail, and there's I just got to know how they start with. Oh, Thomas is sending one.
And of course, what would it be?
Come on, Sully's room. Come on.
.ie.
Not now,
Okay.
just for the future, maybe.
What I will do, Thomas, is whenever I'm streaming, I'm going to start sending out them as a matter of course. So I will send you the link whenever I stream. If you want to join, you can join, and you don't have to. You can remove that, Tom. Okay, I'll just finish that email now.
If you want to send an email safely, YouTube does have a private messaging function.
That's true, but I've already got enough windows open now. Okay. Oh dear, I can't get my blind carbon copy function up here. I hate that. I'll just send them separately.
Crap, I know I have Sully Thomas's email too.
Sully's
room. Okay.
Okay. I sent one to my crush, I think. Okay, so that was one for Night Train.
I just did a test with Thomas with the email. So I say okay. Thank you, Sully.
Okay, and Brent Nunley, you now have one on its way to you. So that's some more to add to my. And Mike Roche should have one, I think, by now. I should check that I did actually send that, and I'm not lying.
Worked.
It worked.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Hello,
Sitting
Brad.
here relaxing, enjoying. Kids gone until about, well, we were supposed to be home about 9, but probably running late. They went to watch a movie tonight, so just sitting here relaxing. Monday's coming. Work is starting tomorrow.
Yeah, Brad, I've got IT support. The problem is I'm supposed to be IT support, or I was once. I realized I haven't changed my answering, my voicemail answer for about 7 years because it says, "Hello, you've reached Ari. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?" Okay, Brent wants to say how I crashed my Spark. The simple answer is arrogance and hubris. Mind you, it's not an easy environment to fly. I don't know whether to call it a large pond or a small lake, but it's about 100 yards long and 20 yards across, and it's heavily wooded all around all the sides. And I was flying the Spark, and I hadn't flown it this year, and I had forgotten that it's my only drone that doesn't have sideways or rearwards obstacle avoidance. And I side slipped and saw some branches in front of me, and instead of doing the smart thing and just taking my fingers off the sticks and reorienting myself, I just threw it straight into backwards and backed straight into another branch.
Yeah, them branches get you.
Hello,
That's it,
Michael.
Brad.
Nice to see you.
It's all right, Mike. You take your time. I'm just glad it got to you.
Yeah, for too long here, Ari, I'm going to have to split on you, unfortunately.
That's all right. Hello, Mike.
Hey guys,
How are you today, sir?
Going 3 hours
pretty
of the
good.
morning for you anyway, Claude.
Yeah, I might be in your neck of the woods. You never know where I'm driving. I go through Midland a lot, so.
Oh, I'm up here, man. Always up here. I
Yeah,
got some GPS drones and stuff like that. I'm hoping in July I'll be picking up probably I'm looking at a Mavic 2 Pro, I think, is what I'm
There you
looking to
go.
grab.
There you
Nice.
go.
Trying to get into that commercial game and whatnot. So
Exactly.
July we got some money coming in, and I'm thinking of making an investment towards a business and going commercial and trying to get some things going. And I'm 47 and painting isn't covering it anymore. My body just don't do it.
Well,
I hear.
Ari will tell you the same thing I tell you. Drone commercial drone pilots is okay, but it doesn't always pay the bills either. It's
No,
hit
I
and
just
miss.
want enough income to help. The wife, she'll have some income or this or that, and I've got skills, so it's not like I won't have side
Yeah.
jobs, but
Well, if
I
you
can
go,
concentrate more and relax a little more.
well, I know
What
for a
are-
fact. I know for a fact, Ken Heron, okay, and Mel. If a realtor calls them to do a house for them,
Hmm
10 pictures and a 3-minute video is $250.
Yeah.
So that
Well,
gives
it's
you an
just some
idea. That
pictures
gives
and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you take
See,
10
I don't
pictures,
even get out of bed for $250, Claude. I'm not being funny. I hate
I know that's what
I
they.
think
That's
part of the
That's they
thing I
get.
might be able to add to that though is that I want to try to conglomerate FPV as part of it with all these
Right.
Cinewhoops and this and that are able to fly indoor. I want to be able to do that as well. I already
Right.
do like On my FPV and flying, I do some like house tours and stuff where I take my tiny whoop and fly through the house and kind of give like a tour and a look of all the rooms or this or that. But with the Cinewhoop and HD and this and that, I feel that with my skills in FPV, I can kind of mix the two and give something that some people that are just out there for the aerial photography or this or that, taking a few pictures and this and that, might not be able to do. You know what I mean? They're not into that FPV flying where it does have some advantages to be able to get into some spots where you can't fly with some of the big drones and whatnot. So I'd like to be able to try to conglomerate the two into like a business where it's more of a custom home type view. So I could get some aerial views inside and some aerial views outside and kind of mix that up and try to, put a different twist on what everybody else is doing to try to pull some extra revenue type thing and see how it goes. And
From what I hear,
it'd be good.
a
I
lot
don't know
of
how
people.
you go with it. I've watched a lot of videos from FPV flyers, and I've only seen one or two of them who could fly at anything approaching the level of control that they'd required to use the footage commercially. Indoor stuff, I'm thinking of getting a set of FPV goggles for the Spark for that very reason. It's illegal to fly FPV here outdoors, but I could do that and get away with it. And I think there was a comment here. Brent's doing 10 photos tomorrow for $100. When I did my R.p.a.s, which is our 107,
$100.
I remember them saying to me, one of the things the guy said to me was the low-hanging fruit gets picked first. There are, in any big city, hundreds of guys waiting to do real estate, weddings, pretty pictures. And so I just, even before I qualified, that I was going to do mapping, structure, inspection, bridges, antennas. That's where the money is. I've got to have a lot of drones for it. I've got to spend more, but you can, generally speaking, I don't make under $1,000 on a job. I still haven't made any profit yet. What about you, Mike? Do you do any commercial work, or is it all just for YouTube?
Myself,
Yeah.
I'm just making videos for the fun of it. I
Just enjoying life.
haven't gotten into the 107 stuff. Maybe someday, but like you say, getting that work, especially in real estate, a lot of people have their brothers do it and that sort of thing. And the real estate people are kind of just don't know, even a lot of them, that you have to have a professional shoot that video. Word will get out there, but the 107 and all, I'm just flying for fun. And when it becomes a job, then it becomes a hassle. So
agreed. There's no way to ruin your passion than make it your profession.
Right.
Personally, I do residential painting for a living. So
that's cool.
Some of the opportunities I have to be into some of these houses where they're being painted and whatnot, I have an opportunity to get in. Like my boss, he built the house sold for $640,000 this year. He built it from the ground up, this or that. That was his kind of like investment type thing. He's residential painting normally, but he's trying to do some like flip houses and this and that. It was kind of a big investment. He had some investors, this and that, and he kind of lost a little bit because he had it on the market for so long. But in the end, it was a beautiful house. It's like 3815 square feet all total. It's 5 bedrooms, 6 bath, full finished basement, this, that, the other thing.
Wow.
About a half-acre lot.
Well, if you
that's what gets me is the half-acre lot. But the inside of the home was so beautiful, and I had the opportunity as a painter to be able to fly through with my tiny whoop and FPV and do some of the views in nice slow panning, because the tiny whoops generally have a low cam angle. You're going slow, and with the new tiny whoops, there's a lot of HD stuff coming out where it's got a DVR recorder built into the flight controller, or this or that, where it doesn't have all the OSD and everything. So you're getting a good quality video And that's where I kind of want to mix that between FPV and then be able to get some drone shots and do like cameo shots of a house to try to put it on the market, to try to put my game a little bit above most of those people that are just, oh yeah, I got a drone and I'm going to go fly and I'm
You
going to
do
do
need
some drone shots and I'm going to charge you a couple bucks and I don't really know the laws or this or that. And there's a lot of that going on. My boss actually, his brother was part of the business and painting with him, and he stepped away and he got into real estate, and now he's putting up these videos or advertisements. Hey man, I got some drone video that I can do for advertising and this and that. I'm like, does this guy even got his 107? Does he? And come to find out, he really isn't all that legit what
Right.
he's doing. So there's a lot of market out there in this community for that type of thing, and I think I might be able to do a mix with it. So hopefully this summer could change some things. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
it
see.
is an issue that way here as well as there. Like Mike was saying, we have a lot of people who the real estates and so forth. You turn up and they say, "Oh, my nephew's got one of these drones. Why don't I pay him?" They don't realise that they need to have a commercial
Yeah,
license. They're starting to chase them more here. I think that it will be the same in the US. They're coming down on everybody. But it all comes down to, like you say, you've got to have your own angle. You've got to have something that makes you stand out from everybody else.
yes.
But
Yeah.
often it's just all you need is to have really good quality stuff. I always watch Mike Roach's videos that he puts them up, and I can tell you straight out that sort of
He takes
flying
his
and camera
time.
work, that is marked.
Thinks the whole storyline through it all. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
that's
sell
what I
it.
go for.
Sorry,
Yeah.
That's what I try to shoot for, is to tell a story. And I've learned that if it's not interesting or if it's too long, people are going to click away pretty fast.
Yeah, that's a lot of the reason I don't put up a lot of video on my FPV. It's the same stuff over and over. It's some flips,
Yep.
some rolls, and some scenery. And after a while, it gets old. Unless you got a storyline and like a bunch of people you're flying with, and you can do like some kind of like, oh, this is our weekend kind of thing, and conglomerate it together. It's just another video. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's nothing that's going to stand out. It's nothing that's going to catch somebody's view. It's not going to tell anything. So they're going to like click away fast. So
you've got to learn the
trying to
formula.
change up some of my stuff. If my videos, I don't know if anybody's watching, but I've tried to do that kind of thing too, where I've tried to at least get a little bit more on the cam myself and try to change it up and give some story behind it and add that to the comments and that kind of thing to draw them in as far as the story part of it too.
It takes a while to learn the formula. Just because you're a good commercial pilot or a good RC pilot doesn't mean that you're good at making YouTube videos. And I've only done a few so far, of course. And
But you
I
got
think,
experience beyond that too. So I mean,
oh yeah, I'm learning quick. I'm learning quick, and I've had a lot of guys giving me good tips, and I listen. A lot of people, when they get a bit older, they think they know it all. They won't listen. I'll listen. Even I get my son coming in here, and he says, like my later videos, I've got the legal disclaimer on a flash screen, splash screen, whereas in the first couple of videos I gave it by voice, and he said, "Oh, Papa, I'd take that out and put the splash screen in," because I wasn't too happy with those two videos at Kent Cable because I had to give a long intro, and I knew that it was too long, but I couldn't. I don't know. I had brain fart. I couldn't think of how to get all the information in there. And my son came in and said, you should have put that on a splash screen, and it would have made it a lot quicker. And I should have. I'm not going to pull them down and
part
redo
of the process though as we go. I mean, nobody's been trained on YouTube etiquette or this or that, so we kind of have to get a feel and learn as we go. So
Right.
as I started, I'd put out longer videos, and I've learned to shorten them down, try to compact it more, keep the view audience to their, you start watching your analytics. What are people watching?
Yes.
How much time are they spending on my videos or
What's
this
your
or that?
attention?
Yeah, and it's you don't know your audience. You think of yourself as a person that's putting the edit. This is what I want to see, but you
Yeah,
don't see
exactly.
what the other viewing audience wants to see as well either. So
I've
it's
cut
good to have that background, like you said, your child coming in and saying, "Hey, maybe we should change this." It's good to have that formula there to kind of nick at you. You won't get that on YouTube. You're going to get, "Oh man, great video, nice
Yeah,
view, this or
I don't,
that," and nobody's going to say, "Hey man, that thing sucked, dude. You should have done this or you should have done." Nobody's going to say that.
I wish
So
I
it's
would.
great to have that.
I don't mind, a bit of critique as long as it's done politely. And
Right.
I've already cut down my lengths by 50%, and I may trim them a little bit more. I'm learning the art of cutting it and making another video instead of trying to get it all in the one. You've got it down. You're below 5 minutes on your average video, Mike. How long have you been doing YouTube?
I actually started the channel like literally 8 years ago, but I wasn't doing drones. I only just wanted to put up a YouTube video of a special.
Oh,
Oh.
he's either pressed the wrong button or
We only lost Mike. I thought we lost Ari for a second. I was like, "Oh, Australian connection kicked us."
my
We
internet
only
here is
lost Mike.
award winning.
I got you and me left on my screen, Ari.
That's it. We're all that's left. Mike dropped out there. He either hit the
Yeah.
wrong button or he's lost power or lost internet.
Well, we still got Mike, just not the right Mike.
That's it. Mike and Mike.
Yeah.
I no longer have to say night
I
train
love
Mike.
watching his videos though, because he does that storytelling. I mean, he kind of pans in with some scenes and this and that, and then gets into the flight itself, and that's part of it. I learned that long ago with mine, that if I don't come in at least with like a view of myself and, "Hey man, we're out here flying, hanging out, doing some chilling, doing some FPV, whatever," if I don't come in with that, my views are dropped like half, I think. But being out there and personally on that view, and that's part of the little caption that you put up with your videos and stuff. If you put your face up there or something like that, that shows that you're interacting with that video, it helps. You know what I mean? If you don't do that, it drops your views. So I've noticed the vlog type thing actually gets more views. So being personal on YouTube does help. So I've tried to work towards that. Even in a short clip, I try to start out my video like, "Hey man, last pack," or like my last one that I did last pack, and then ended it with a little bit of me talking at the end or this or that, just to give them a little bit, even though it's flight video in the middle, but to try to get that personal connection with them.
People like to think that they're interacting with a real person, and I've learned that they like it when you take the time out to comment on their videos in a meaningful way. As you said before, you get 100 people drop in and say, "Oh, nice video," and off they go. But when somebody actually takes the time to make a comment that shows they've watched it, it's on a different level.
Yes, yes. Comments are, and it's hard to get to all the comments. I mean, uh, I've got people that I'm subscribed to probably 1,200 people, and I've got almost 900 subs now. So to be able to interact with all the people that I'm subbed to and all the people that are subbed to me with the videos that they're posting,
Impossible.
it's real impossible. So what I tend to do is try to be there and get the full watch time, at least give them that, give them a like, and if it's real entertaining, I'll drop a comment, this or that, but I can't hit everyone,
I'm the
So,
same. I try to
but
watch every video
new
through all the way.
subscribers, if they drop a comment, say, "Hey man, I'm a new sub. Hey man, check out their channel," and drop them a comment saying, "Thanks for dropping by. Great to have you." Give them that little shout out type thing or whatever. Check out their channel if you can. So,
Hey guys, sorry about that.
welcome back, Mike.
I have
You
no
were
idea
right
what
in the middle
happened.
of something. We're like, poof, gone, dude. You were gone. There was no warning, nothing. It was just gone.
Right. It must have been the YouTube police, because I didn't touch a thing and no electricity loss, nothing. So
Yeah,
They
I was
got the
saying,
5.0s on them with that
5.0.
screenshot that you got going. They're like, oh shit, Hawaii 5.0, we're it.
so you just about got to the point, Mike. You said you've been doing it for 8 years, and you didn't start off droning, and then you disappeared.
Right. I did it to just to specifically put up a video and share information. And then I left it alone for a couple of years. And then my family did a road trip in 2015, put that up. It was all just for the family. But then when the Mavic Pro came out in 2016, and that's also, I met a fellow who does droning in my neighborhood, and he let me take the sticks on his Phantom. And I was like,
Oh,
I got to get a drone, and so
you
then I
got
got the
that deal. It was over.
the Mavic Pro, and once I got the Mavic Pro, and for me with the disability, I had to figure out how to hook it up, and I came up with my little rig. I think you guys saw that in the video, on my
I
chair.
haven't actually seen it, Mike.
Yeah, that was pretty. It was pretty easy actually. Manfredo makes all those great parts, and but so I've been hooked on it since then and started making videos. Yeah, and I think a lot of us go through this like evolution of, oh look, I can fly. And see, people want to watch my yard, and
Yeah.
now I've come to the realization, especially this year, where at least for what I do, I'm not a live chat type person. I go into the other people's chats, but I
You're
have
getting
no
there, Mike. You're getting there, buddy.
right. But I mean, I don't want to overexpose myself either. Like be constantly on somebody's chat and always be about me. Look at me. Look at me. Just put the
Yeah.
videos up and hopefully let the content speak for itself.
I never want to conglomerate any channel. I just want to be there and, hey, man, I'm just me, enjoy my
Right.
stuff and give back to the community what has been given to me. I mean, with FPV,
Yeah.
a lot of that is build your own type stuff.
Right.
And when we get into the community or building drones and this and that, there's not a lot of information out there that's laid out. So it takes the community and research in order to get to the point where you can build your own drone a lot of times with the technology that's out there. And if it wasn't for getting to know the community, I probably would have gone out a long time ago. But the community has actually brought me in. And that's the part that I want to keep trying to strive, like with the new tube community that I'm with and what I'm doing. I'm trying to go out and fly with people and this and that, or put them in the goggles and see what we're doing. And let them know that drones aren't that bad, this and that. Try to build the community off it. And
Well, yeah,
that's
it's
what I'm trying
definitely
to
fun if you can find a friend to fly with, which I've
Oh,
done a
yeah.
couple times now. It does make it a lot more fun. But then flying alone and doing your own thing is fun as well. But and like you say, with the building a drone, I watched Mitch there, the old guy in a drone, when he built his drone, and it was about a 4-hour live stream, and
Yeah.
Philly Drone Life was making all kinds of racket in the background to entertain us.
It took me like 3 days to build my first one. And he bought a kit that was like pretty much everything was supposed to be there and all instructions. So for a 4-hour build, he did awesome, man.
Well, he
I
had
love the build and
experience.
whatnot, but
He could solder a joint in 2 seconds and all this stuff.
yeah,
This guy was quick.
he had some skills.
See,
for it.
I'm
I
on the
don't
other
think it's always going to be 4 hours, people, especially building an FPV drone.
I'm on the other end of that extreme. My first trade was as a telecommunications technician with a speciality in high reliability construction. I started that when I was 15. I have done millions of solder joints in my life. I built the first prototype type equipment for cell phones in Australia. I built the first 3 sets by hand. I have literally nil interest in building anything anymore. I don't have the time anyway. I'm going PB, because when I'm talking to people who do it, I don't know the subject, and the only way to learn is to do it. So, but I'm going to buy something that's ready to fly. Oh, look, I might be in a receiver and that sort of thing, but I don't want to build one from the ground up. I just I've got a couple that I've shortlisted to get. Availability out here is not as big. But going back to what you were saying, Mike, you're very matter of fact about your situation, so I will be as well. I wouldn't, before I met you, I would not have thought about somebody with that sort of disability flying a drone. But without trying to pee in your pocket, because I'm not in that sort of thing, you are in the top 10% of pilots as far as the quality of what you're putting out. Because I know a lot of pilots, and you are better than 9 out of 10 of them. And so there's no arguing that it is an area where you can play on a level playing field. You've sorted out your own equipment to allow you to control, and it's working. So I can understand where you got in, and you made that comment about the Mavic Pro, and I've heard that so many times. There's really across all the brands, there's 2 camera drones that I think were iconic, both of them DJIs, which was the Phantom series. That's the one that brought drones to the consumer market, and then the Mavic 2, or the Mavic Pro, sorry, that was the one that made it portable, that everyone could stick it in a little bag and take it with them, and it was easy.
Yeah.
And so many people have gone the same way with that.
Yeah, and some people, everyone to each their own. I mean, we all want views. I have to admit that I want people to watch, and that kind of thing. So, the way I do it, I sometimes I have a plan and sometimes I don't, and then it's a matter of, with the footage I have, how am I going to make a story out of this, and do a good job editing. I take a lot of time editing, so I try and maybe once a week put a video out or something like that, maybe longer than that even, because I just don't want to keep spewing out stuff, and and plus I think people, in my opinion, it's like too much. It's like, oh great, another video from Mike Roach, whatever, another day. I don't want to watch all this stuff, but if it's every week or 10 days, I think that's for me, and what I do, if I want someone to take 3-4 minutes to watch it, that's that's my approach anyway.
I'm working the same shit.
I don't want to make it feel like it's work though either. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to make the channel. I did it for fun, and it's great that it's growing and everything, and I might get some revenue for it, but the revenue is not enough to sustain me. So therefore, I need to make sure that my focus is on the fun part of it, so that I make it entertaining as well. If I start making it a job, it's not going to be so entertaining. It's going to feel more like I'm doing this for like making a movie production or this or that. And I like your style that you put out, where it's kind of a pan in and give some story life behind it and whatnot, and lead into the story and do a little bit of video and whatnot. And that's great. And you keep them short, so it's not so much that they're enthralled, where like I watch a lot of different channels where like these adventurers are going through a haunted house, and it's like a 45-minute video of looking at dark videos or shadows, or I'm like, what are you doing, guys? Come on, you haven't entertained. Hold on, what are my subscribers doing? Have I got anything going? You know what I mean? You're like searching for something else just to like have an excuse to get away from their channel. You know what I mean? Like, so it's great to see the shorter videos, but part of my struggle has been the editing. With FPV, it's always the same stuff over and over. So editing is a lot of the FPV world as far as making an entertaining video. So it's something I've been struggling with is, do I make a 3-minute video that shows what I did for an entire weekend and cap like 7, 8, 9 videos, maybe 15 videos, and try to cap it down? And then I got to fit it to a song, and now all of a sudden I'm working. I'm like,
Right.
wait a second, this is a second job, dude. I did this for
Right.
fun. And I'm like, who am I entertaining now? Me or the viewer? So
Yeah.
I've tried to get a mix between that two, and it's hard to do. I mean, I see some of these guys that are out there editing an FPV video, and it takes them a whole week to edit a video because they spent 12 packs flying over the weekend, and they want that epic
Right.
video. And I'm like,
Excuse me for a second,
dude,
guys.
man,
Above and beyond is
look
in
at your time and consumption and the video that's coming out and what you're making off it. Is it really prosperous?
Yeah.
And I find myself doing more editing just to enjoy the video and put it to a song and kind of mix some stuff and don't care anymore.
Do
So
you
don't
ever
make
try
YouTube your life. That's, I
like
guess, what my point is.
have you ever tried like using like a GoPro or some other camera where it shows you controlling the drone so you can mix that in as well?
I've
And,
never done a double video where I
Yeah.
had like stick cam or a cam of me while I'm flying and mix
Mhm.
the two videos kind of thing. I've never
Yeah.
done that. I'm still learning the Adobe program. And seeing how
Yeah.
I paid for it, I'm concentrating on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You either pay for it and use it, or you're wasting your dang money, because there's
Yeah.
a lot there that's available that nobody knows how to use. And there's a lot of programs out there you don't have to pay for that you can get the same thing. So
The one I use,
I'm not saying pay for Adobe, but if you got
Yeah.
it and you've gone ahead and paid for it, it's a year subscription. I'm trying to utilize it and make the best of it and learn some things as I go. So
I got it, and I haven't got the online subscription. I've got the full hardware suite, and I don't use it.
yeah,
And we've got
Yeah, it's
above.
intimidating.
don't you feel stupid no more? And you're like, oh man, the things I could do, but that's a lot of work.
Well, let me tell you, the one I use is an iPad based one. It's just an app. It was $20 one time purchase, called
Okay.
LumaFusion, and it worked. You know how, I don't know if you guys are iPhone or Android guys.
Yeah, I've always been Android, but
Yeah, well,
I'm thinking
iPhone
of
comes
switching
with
because of drones. Actually, most of the drones that are out there are best related with the DJI, this, that, and the
Right.
other thing with the iPhone versus Android.
Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking about switching up my operating system. I've always been Android, never had iPhone.
Well, on the iPhone, there's a basic editing program called iMovie, and it gives you a timeline and the audio track and that kind of thing. You can pump out a simple video, and I kind of cut my teeth on that with the editing. But then I've stumbled across this LumaFusion, which has multiple video tracks, multiple audio tracks, and finally found somebody on YouTube who could really give me a tutorial where my eyes didn't glaze over when he was saying how to use it. Because some of these guys, these programs are so complicated. It's like I can't remember all these commands and all that stuff. And this once you kind of like get the hang of riding that bike, this particular one for me is like, boom, I've got this, and it's getting faster with the editing, because you don't want to spend 20 hours editing a video that you flew for 2 hours. But sometimes you have to. But I try to, like, it's summertime here up in the northern hemisphere, and you're in America too, and northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
But Ari's down there. But it's warm where you are now, right, Ari?
Look, yeah, in the daytimes, we're still getting about 24, 25 degrees Celsius, down to 10, 10, 9 at night. It'll come down to, we'll get into the
You're going
hot.
into winter though, right, Ari?
Yeah, we're just heading into winter.
Yeah, you're just going into winter. So, I mean, your hot season's over.
At the coldest, we'll get down to probably 18 degrees Celsius in the day, and we'll average out
18 Celsius.
Yeah,
Oh my
about
God.
6 of them. But we'll have 1 or 2 every winter where it gets down to say 3, but that's rare.
I'm in Central Michigan in the USA. Our normal Celsius degree during the wintertime is somewhere around 0, brother.
Yeah, see, Brad in Darwin just said it's cold. It's cold there today. It's only 33 degrees Celsius, and that's
That's hot, eh?
Our high today is 54 Fahrenheit. That's like 12, somewhere around there.
Where are you, Night Train?
Central Michigan. I'm up by
Okay,
Quad and all
you
that.
get the cold stuff. You get it even worse
Yeah,
than we do.
and
I'm
I'm
in-
like the brother to Canada. We got all the lake all the way around us, so we get all
Right.
the lake effect. It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much like Canadian drone hub weather here, just a little bit warmer at times.
Yeah. Yeah, we have, I live in Syracuse, New York, right in the middle of the state. And
Yeah,
we get pretty hardcore winters, lake effect snow.
yeah,
So,
you guys get a lot of snow there, yeah.
yeah, off of Ontario and Lake Erie. And
Mm-hmm.
not as bad, it depends on the winds, though. But, now that we have gorgeous summers and springs and falls, though. So it's that,
Yeah,
it's that
yeah.
4 months of
It's the
hard
same
labor.
here, man. We got cold winters and enjoy the spring and fall and summer and all that while you can. And
Yeah.
try to find a winter hobby, man. Snowmobiling, this and that.
YouTube.
We got lots
YouTube
of
has got
country
me
out
to
here
the
and lots of woodland. So we got lots of outdoor hobbies that we can do in the wintertime.
Oh, yeah.
You can bundle up. So it's kind of nice that way. But yeah, it's
Well,
winter
I
stuff.
gotta say, for me, Roger, Canadian Drone Hub, that guy's got me through like a couple months of the winter, and he also
Mhm.
got me about 150 subscribers too, just
Well,
being in there, so
I was in
'cause
Michigan and growing up, I didn't mind the cold, this and that. I was Southern born, and
oh,
about
really?
7, 8 years old, I was in Southern California. My mother decided that Big Bear Mountain was too far to travel for the snow, so she wanted to come to the north. So we moved to Michigan, where my stepfather was from, and she got the snow, and we've been kind of stuck here ever since. But uh, growing up, I got into the military and whatnot. I did 3 years in the Army, and I actually got stationed in Fort Richardson, Alaska.
Oh, geez.
So, it being cold weather in Michigan, Alaska seemed like, all right, man. I got more snow skiing, this and that. All the winter hobbies that we enjoyed in Michigan seemed like it was a good thing. I was like, little did I know when I got out there that I slept in a tent at negative 89 degrees ambient temperature in Fairbanks, Alaska for a week in a
Oh,
10-man
man.
canvas tent with a heat stove blowing like unlimited fuel, trying to keep warm. Yeah, it
No,
was crazy
Wow.
times. But
not something that I have to worry about. As I've said in other chats, I'm 55 next birthday. I've never seen snow falling in my life.
You're not missing much, Ari.
Snow's
Just look at the
great.
pictures.
Snow's great, but you got to be able to control it.
Yeah, that's a bit of
Michigan. It's kind of nice. We get a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and for the most part, we don't get a lot of snowfall really where I'm at. If you go up north, you can get lots. If you go down south, you get less. But I'm kind of in the middle of the state, so we get a little bit of mix.
We got James in
Not
the house.
bad.
Today.
You get enough to enjoy it and have some snowmobiles, this or that, but it's not so much that it keeps you in like Canada and this and that.
Yeah.
Hey, James, how are you, mate?
Hey, Mikey, how you, Ari?
Hey, James.
Hope I'm not
Hey,
yelling.
good idea, man.
I wonder this time, can Jim and I hear each other?
I'm seeing you. You're like a TV star now, Mike.
Well, here's you, Mike.
Oh,
That's a
man.
bonus.
Every time we try and get on a live stream together, we can't get each other's audio. Finally,
Oh,
we got
no.
going.
Are we
I'm
screwed up
sure a
again?
lot of that's a connection that people are having.
Yeah.
I knew there was
These
there was
people that are having issues usually are like trying to live stream from a remote connection or a bad connection spot. Like Roger's got limited connection up there in Canada. So I think that's a lot of the thing is the bandwidth that's available for Hangouts that's causing the issue. Because I've never had an issue with Hangouts.
Yeah. One thing I did too with the Hangouts, I kind of purged my old calls the other day
Mm-hmm.
in Hangouts just in the app.
Yeah,
that,
dude, it keeps so many.
that would help. You know.
I got a list so long in Hangouts. I'm like, oh man, I started deleting them the other night myself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm on live
our-
call with this guy, that guy, that guy. It's been like 3 weeks ago. Why do I got that up?
Oh man, but yeah, you know, the editing stuff is yeah, I don't know. The way I look at it is, you know, we all would love to make a buck off of this kind of thing. And Jim down there, you're in Florida, Jim, or Texas?
Yeah, no, Florida, Space Coast.
Florida. And you do the industrial inspections and all that stuff with that monster drone you have.
Yeah, the Patrice 210.
Yeah, and
Yeah, the
and
big
that
boy.
crazy antenna. I thought the one antenna was big, and when I saw the one go up on like a fire truck ladder, I was like flabbergasted, man. It blew me away. You know, so but you know, we all have our own thing we like to do, and some guys don't want to edit it all, like Philly Drone Life there. He flies
Well,
live.
there's so many aspects of drones that are coming available too. I mean, with agriculture and this and that, there's
Yeah.
so many openings that are coming open because they haven't had it before. I mean, even here, the local news was talking about agricultural drones doing mosquito control and this and that and the other thing. There's just so much opening up currently because drones are now getting into that field and getting out
Yeah.
there. Yeah, there's so many endless possibilities for us. It doesn't matter if you're FPV or a GPS or this or that. I mean,
New Jersey started doing that about
That's
2 years ago, doing it for mosquito control.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many mornings I wake up in the morning at 6:30. It's like sunrise, and I'm like, oh, I might just take a quad out and fly it, and then I hear the as he goes over my home. I'm like, well, I guess I ain't flying today. We'll have to wait till this afternoon.
Oh wow.
I got out yesterday, thankfully, because it started raining again all day today too. It's just been rain and wind around here, and yesterday was 80 and perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of us, maybe out in California, they have nice weather. The East Coast is getting it right now. I think
Well,
all
here-
of us.
Yeah. But what is there? Some kind of front going through or something?
I'm not really sure, but it was, you know, it's rainy here for the next couple days, and then, you know, it's normal for us here. But we'll start getting the 75s and 80s in a couple of weeks, you know. So, but anyway, but as far as the people what want to do with the drones on YouTube and all that stuff, you know, unless you're doing industrial stuff like Jim, I think just whatever you want to do, whatever pleases you, and if that happens to please other people, that's great. You know, like you know, if you're not having fun doing it, then you know, YouTube is kind of sucks. You know, but you know, I like to I'm glad I don't have a schedule where I got to get a video up every so often and all that kind of thing. Just do it at my leisure, you know.
That's why it took me so long to get into live streaming and whatnot. Like Thursday nights, I'm trying to do like a Hangouts kind of thing like this or whatever, just chat.
Yeah.
But it took me so long to get into live streaming because YouTube wants content. Dude, I ain't got the money to provide the content that YouTube wants with an FPV drone thing. You know, I can do this and that and the other thing, but otherwise, just no content. So I've waited and waited and waited, and I'm like, you know what? If I keep waiting, I'm not gonna get there. So I started doing some live streaming, hangouts, that kind of thing, and anybody's welcome to come in.
Right.
It's Thursday nights from 7 to 9 Eastern, whatever, you know. It's mostly FPV, but I got GPS drones and getting into that and everything, so it's going to be pretty much overall. But
I tell you what, I couldn't. Ari knows what I'm talking about. I couldn't go from flying these things to going FPV. I'm like spoiled or something. I couldn't have that.
I want to play with it. I could never go over to it.
Yeah.
Not totally. It's
FPV's fun, and I kind of got into that more than the GPS drone originally. But I enjoy the GPS drones too, you know, going up and just kind of panning an area and seeing the scenes and the colors, and that
what's tough?
stuff excites me too. So
If you're flying at any speed, like 30, 40 miles an hour, you also have to get the shot and then keep the thing in focus.
yeah, it's not a camera shot type thing. It's more of a aerial views and scenery type thing with
It's
flying.
not as easy as it looks, because I
But-
tried it with the Mavic 2 Pro and it didn't come out.
Well, that's why I was talking earlier that the FPV is getting into a lot of the cinematic drones and whatnot, where they're whoops and they're nice, slow moving, low camera angle, and they're just kind of getting the like doing what we call flying through like areas of trees and this and that, you know, like proximity type stuff, where it's getting those kind of views and it's getting more of a cinematic type thing, and it's getting into a whole new world kind of thing. It's not so much the fast flying, and it's kind of incorporating the two, because you can take that cinematic shot where you can't get those big drones, and you get some of the lower shots, and then go to the big drone footage and get an overall, that kind of thing, and mix together. So it's kind of a nice mix that way.
Well, what I like about the camera drones, the GPS drones, is especially when I've been flying this long, I don't have to think about it. There's so little effort that goes into the actual flying that I can concentrate on framing my shots, getting good videos. I've even got time to think about, and the longer duration's nice. If I want to leave it hover there for a minute while I ponder the problem of what's the right angle, I can do that, and it's a no-brainer pretty much.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand the FPV guys like Hadley there.
Yeah.
Hadley's famous. He seems to do it for like the head rush.
Oh yeah.
Of
Yeah.
all that stuff.
A lot of the guys that are into the FPV were generally based on like back in the day, they were skaters or that high adrenaline type thing. You find that the FPV pilots are doing that. There were dirt bikers that my body can't keep up anymore, or this or that, but I got to have that adrenaline. So a lot of that FPV is that way. It's kind of nice, but like I said, a lot of the FPV guys are getting into that footage, like the high adrenaline drift cars. Like Johnny FPV just put out a video where he's drifting cars and flying with them and whatnot. So there's a lot of
highest viewed video is that drifting
that are coming into it. You can't do that stuff with a DJI Mavic or a Spark or this or that, because
just going to step out of the guys. Back in a minute.
But to be able to mix it is a nice conglomeration, and I think that's a lot of where the hobby is going to be going as far as mixing.
I'm just stepping out of the room for a minute, guys.
All right, Ari.
No problem, Ari.
I've chased those cars around with an Inspire 1 Pro. It's not easy following those drift cars.
It's real tough footage to get the shot.
Yep.
That footage that Johnny was putting up is just so tight and clean, and this you couldn't get that with that other type of footage because the drone doesn't move that smoothly. But
I see all these guys now put the GoPros on their cars.
Hand footage with the GoPro and the DJI, and get down there with the FPV footage and HD and mix them between each other is just a whole new a revelation of what drones can do between the mix.
Right.
Everybody's like, "Oh man, I'm a DJI and I don't fly FPV, and I'm an FPV and I don't fly DJI." But you got to have the mix, in my opinion. If you don't have the
Right.
mix, you're never going to go anywhere. It's got to be the full mix of all of it in order to be able to. If you're FPV, really, DJI could probably get away with doing pan shots and this and that, and they'll go further. But FPV, if you're not
Yeah, well,
mixing
DJI, that's all set up.
this and that, you know what I mean? And I don't say DJI being all DJI. I mean, there's lots of drones out there that can do that stuff too. You know,
Right.
it's not just DJI related. That's just the top. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
yeah,
do
I
that
think
with
a lot of
all
it's going to come down to being able to pan both, being able to have both capabilities to be able to get that good epic footage. You know what I mean? Mixing it
Do you
up
guys watch? You watch Ken Heron?
all the time. All the
You
time. I
guys,
love Ken
you
Heron.
notice how lately he's been doing that thing where he's got a car drifting and he keeps showing it from time to time for fun. And somebody with some crazy drone skills was following that car. And, I don't know if it was a true FPV drone or some kind of hybrid, but it was quality footage
Yeah.
and they obviously knew the route the car was going to take, but that was
Yeah.
some pretty wild stuff. And it was what you would call, I guess, cinematic, because it didn't look like FPV footage, but it moved that way.
Well, that's the
And
thing with
so,
these cams mounted to FPV, and like I fly with the GoPro Session 5. My footage doesn't show any OSD or this or that. It doesn't show all the sporadic elements of latencies or this or that. It shows straight up footage. So you're able to capture
yeah.
all the great footage without any of the bull of FPV.
Did
So
you hear that
Yeah.
DJI is coming out with that Osmo Sport to go against the GoPro?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
we're waiting
something's coming out.
a few days away, huh? 3 more days. 3 more days. We get to hear the
I could care
15th.
less. I'm not
I
buying it.
I think it's going to be a great addition to the GoPro series as far as competition. I
Ye
think
can't.
DJI needs to concentrate
Right.
more on their drones than
Competition is good
on
for
the
sure.
cameras.
Yeah.
Cameras are out there. There's camera companies out there all over. And DJI already has the market on the drones. I think they should concentrate on that part of it rather than on the camera part of it. So I think it's going to be a downfall with the drop of the Phantom 4 and this and that, not in production, blah, blah, blah. If you go by the DJI site, I think DJI is going to take a big downfall from the camera. I really do. And I think that's exactly what's coming out is a DJI camera that's going to be
well,
waterproof and this
Yeah.
and that.
but
Has
it
some
better
extra
do something special if they're going to
action
go for
cam, but
Yeah, Mike. Why don't you could just stick with your GoPros, and everybody has an Osmo now. So
right.
Where's the
but
market?
it's a different
well,
animal.
they did the Osmo, and then they did the Osmo Pocket, and then they did the
Pro, the Plus, the
minis
mobile.
and this and that. So they've been trying to get into that camera market and capabilities for certain things, and I think they've put too much towards that camera market, not enough towards their drone market to capitalize on that now. And I think they're going to take a big loss, but
the
it's
Osmo
be a good
itself,
camera.
Go ahead,
the
nonetheless.
Osmo itself, though, is just basically a drone gimbal on a handle.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's all great. It shoots decent footage.
Universal fit all their drones that have cameras that don't, or drones that come with camera or gimbals but no cameras, this or that, something to fit on them, and upgrade basically the old drone status to a newer drone, basically like your old drones that had the GoPro that you mounted on. Now you can mount that camera on and get a little bit better footage and whatnot, upgrade them. So I think they're
Right.
trying to capitalize on what they did wrong before.
But whatever they're going to do, it looks to be some sort of underwater thing, obviously. And unless there's something spectacular about it, why would anyone give up their GoPro? I just don't understand where they're coming from. I mean, obviously they know something we don't know.
Fanboyism, Mike. That's the answer. I have no brand loyalty. I've got an exclusive DJI stable because the only people who will give you service in Australia for drones are DJI. And let's face it, they are pretty well the best show in town for camera drones.
I agree with that.
I don't love the brand name just because it's all DJI. You know, I don't ride exclusively Harley Davidsons. I don't use exclusively Samsung. I use whatever is best for me. But there are people who, the Apple fanboys, the Android, I won't own an Android because Apple's the best. Well, if that's what you think, great. And there are people who all you've got to do is put DJI on. If you sold DJI toilet seats, everyone would be sitting on one.
Yeah. And look at all the accessories. They make all the money on the accessories you have to have. Like they did with the Pocket. Okay, there's a Wi-Fi connector that goes on it, and all. I didn't buy that darn.
When Frank's Beans and Pork is all that's available, you're gonna buy it.
That's it. Right. Oh, there are other people who've done drone. And by the way, guys, while I've got the channel, I've got a little issue compared to the other guys in North America with the latency to Australia and back. I've got about a little bit over a second. So when you guys are coming in hard on the tail of one another, it's hard for me to get an idea of when to put an edge in. If you leave a slight bigger gap between somebody finishing and the next one talking, that'd be helpful for me.
It's like push to talk.
The Australian internet is pretty tough. I've been chatting on lots of different chat programs for years and with Australians, and they're like, if you don't live in a big city in Australia, you're pretty much screwed.
Well, I do live in a big city, but I still have fairly poor internet.
Right.
I brought up my I don't know if you were either.
I'm just saying, if you're not there, you're screwed.
I don't know if you were in the chat. I actually opened up my router statistics and shared the screen for everybody. But currently, I'm running at about 1.14 up and 12 point something down.
Wow.
I get
pretty slow.
100 down, 10 up.
Yeah, I hate you too, Jim. Just add.
No. Listen, that's nothing. Have you seen Pusa Studios numbers? His numbers.
I hate him most of all.
Yeah. I can't even get on his screen, talk about latency. Me and Brad from Drone Kings in Darwin, we can't even get on his screen when he does that wheel of spin the wheel or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The latency is
the closest I've got on Pusa Studios when he spins the wheel is like 32nd person on his list or something like that. I'm like, there's no way I'm ever going to get on the wheel, you know? Yeah. But I know what you're feeling, man, because I used to run dial-up.
Oh, God.
When I got internet, I ran dial-up, and I ran 2 computers on a dial-up connection. And AOL and CompuServe were 2 different servers.
That's
but you couldn't run like AOL. You couldn't have like 2 computers on the same internet connection. So you had to run both. So I ran AOL and CompuServe off a 56K modem back in the day. It was crazy.
We've got Palladium and Coffee Music and Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch. They've all just joined the channel. Greetings to you guys. I'll put another one on the panel because I'll sit here and shut up. If either any of you guys would like to join the panel, just drop an email address in the link in the chat for me.
Brad, you're in Australia. Drop an email in.
He's at work.
Oh, is he?
Ari, I've got to
working.
Hang on. As a Mike Roche, Mike, what was that, mate?
Yeah, I've got to head out now anyway. It's 10:30 here at night in the Northeast. So I got to do my thing, getting ready for bed and all. But I appreciate the invitation. I really do.
I really appreciate you joining me, right? It's my first scheduled stream, so it's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah. And I'll catch up with you sometime again. All you guys, Jim, Night Train, and
Mike. I'm sure we'll see you in the morning, brother.
Yeah, good talking to you guys.
All right, mate.
Have a good night. All right, bye.
Bye.
I've never seen these people.
I remember when you had AOL and you were downloading a picture over dial-up. It would take a couple of hours for the picture to come down.
Yeah.
See half a picture.
Yeah, it'll like come in segments.
Yeah. You
You
can't
like
do
see a
porn that
quarter
way.
of the picture. Oh, there's her eyes. Oh, wait, there's her nose. There's her chin. Yeah, I gotcha, man.
It's tough to watch porn that way. I'm glad the internet came along since
Right.
1995.
They're creepy.
Oh, we have females in the audience. Sorry, Ari.
That's all right. That's my daughter. Don't worry. She's probably come across porn already. You know, yeah, they know more about it in school than we do.
I heard her talk. She's got worse language than Ari.
Oh, yeah, they're just fighting words. I can.
I've
call
been on the morning chats, girl. Don't get me wrong.
I can. I can call a spade an effing shovel if I have to, but it's not my default.
Ari
Tomas-
keeps her in control, though.
Tomas is in Ireland. Can he get in? Tomas, put your email up there.
Thomas is not particularly fond of being on the camera. He's
Oh,
got,
okay.
he's got a standing invitation. He knows that, and he can come in anytime he likes.
All right, who else can we pick
Camera
on?
side. That's
I know-
funny.
Lydian has a camera.
I got a YouTube channel, but I'm camera shy. That doesn't mix, Thomas. Get over it.
He's fine where he is, he says.
I'm all good where I am.
I know, brother. I know.
Pleiadian says 144 modems. God, I don't remember what my modem speed was.
My first modem was a 300, and then we had the advent of the 1275. But I behind the cupboard, which you guys can't see, it's just to the other side of the camera here. I have 50 telephone lines. I used to operate a point of presence out of here, and I had a whole wall full of I think it was 1200 board modems in those days.
You know, the worst part about connecting back in them days was that damn modem sound.
I still figured out how to mute that in the config script. I can assure you.
Internet here is powered by a guy on a treadmill.
There you go.
Hello, my boy.
What? Why is that? Is that Telstar? Ari?
We're with Telstra.
Telstra.
That's the national carrier. That's what I did my apprenticeship with.
Telstra's evil.
What's that? Greg from Oz by Drones always complaining about them too.
Well, that's where he lives.
There's just no good internet in Australia, from what I understand. It doesn't matter who you're on. But yeah, there's certain that are a little better, but yeah, there's just
Coffee
no
Music says, I remember that sound. You remember it going doing, doing, doing when it was connecting?
Yeah, the pinging.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish getting ready.
Okay, darling.
I think Ari's got Pleiadian.
Yep, I'm just doing the email now.
I don't remember his first name.
Night, kiddo.
She's
But I
off.
watched
She's off for a job trial.
Oh,
But
good. Good luck.
thank you.
You feel me?
in the
Wish
14th
you
floor.
well. Make Dad lots of money.
I will.
That's
He
two.
needs it.
I'm only gonna
My
get
drones.
that way when I crash in the fire, he doesn't kill me.
She got to earn money so that he could crash
He
his
might be able to afford for the props at least.
Yeah, like an old fax machine.
Okay, that email's gone.
All right.
Oh dear. I'm
Must have
slowly getting the hang of running, 5 or 6 browser windows just to do the stream.
I
How many
know.
screens do you have, Ari?
I am running this on a 15-inch notebook.
Wow. That's cool.
I'm actually looking in July. I got a little bit of money coming in, so I'm looking to upgrade the computer to a little bit more video graphics because
Well,
I'm
it's a
really struggling with streams and whatnot between Hangouts and OBS and this and that. It's just lagging a little bit.
Hey,
I'm not
hey,
even on the internet.
It's
Doc,
a, it's, hey,
good to see
All right.
you. My name's
Oi, oi.
Tim.
Tim,
Okay.
that's right. I'm going to write it down because I got a memory like a sieve.
Yeah, I'm sitting out in the shop drinking coffee, working on the drone. Take a
Huh?
little break.
Can drink something.
It's coming along pretty good.
I was gonna say I watch his, so I know he's got a camera.
Excuse my my clackety keyboard. You don't realise that you're going to be live streaming when you go and buy a mechanical keyboard.
Oh, mechanical
Who's
keyboards.
the one that carry that much on the mic?
It's but you're saying about computers. Look, I'm lucky. The notebook's a fairly gutsy one. It's an i7, and it's a gaming rig, so it's good. But I had transitioned a lot away from computers. They used to be a big interest in my life. So I've got a 65-inch screen out in the hallway. I've just got to clear out the desk, and I'll run it off this thing with the HDMI cable. But I've got the next machine spec'd up. I've just got to get the $7,000 to build it.
Yeah, I got a 21-inch monitor and a 32-inch monitor running chat.
This
I
is
got
a 17-inch.
The big screen has
18 Pro.
32. The video on like the 21 with 1080, so it works well, but yeah, I want a little bit more maneuverability.
So Tim, how's the build going?
That's going pretty good. I can see I've been working on it. It's getting bigger.
It's getting huge, bro.
I'm gonna get you a better picture of it.
I can see it's a lot of timber construction there. Ply?
It's what they call a tri-poly 5mm laminate. It's real
Looks-
easy wood to work with. It's lightweight.
You had to put the eyes on it. That's not eyes. I know. I'm playing.
Oh,
What's the motors going to cost you for that? Just curious.
Well, I was trying to find a good set of motors for it. I found some. I was going to use ducted fans from EDF,
Uh-huh.
the 1.95 millimeters with ECS controllers. But for 8 of them, they wanted $36,000.
Yeah.
You mean 1.9 meters?
Man.
Not millimeters.
Yep. Per motor, ESCs are expensive. Even
Well,
getting
the
into
ducted fans that EDF make,
Yeah.
they're 195 millimeters ducted fans.
what kind of amperage is that running on those ESCs?
60 amps.
Oh, that's better than I thought. How much thrust are you going to need to get that off the ground, Tim?
Yeah.
1,600 pounds of thrust.
Sorry, I missed that.
1,600 pounds of thrust.
Yep, that's a decent amount.
Now you
What's
say
the total weight?
you're gonna induct those fins?
Yeah, they're going to be ducted. They'll be ducted fins. I'm tethered to my power cord right now on my phone. So and let me get my
Ducted
ear.
can help you with the intake as far as
Plug
prop,
my earphones in.
as far as clean airfoil and whatnot. That should be cool.
Yeah.
I watched a
Yeah.
couple
Need a lot of
videos where some guys built some self-propelled where they lifted themselves and whatnot. And they had like
I guess
I don't
somebody
know, like 60 motors on that thing at like 8 inches a piece or this or that. And
I
some
think
like
it's Tim Ari. He's setting it up.
webbing and this and that going on. And it was pretty sketchy, but from what you're building, it looks pretty solid. So
Tim,
Yeah, I've been
you might have a browser window open. You'll need to mute.
okay. Browser window.
I'm just hearing an echo.
Oh, my volume. Hold on. I can't hardly hear, so I had to. What about now?
Yeah, that's
better?
good.
Okay.
But yeah, the getting all of it cut out, and I got clamps holding everything in place right now. So getting ready to work on the tail section. And the tail section right here, I don't know if you can see, there's going to be electric jet engine for forward propulsion. And the rear section is going to have the back arms come off for the motor supports, as well as the front here. And I don't know if you can see it very well. Of course, this is the cockpit where we'll be
Dude, you
sitting.
come a long way with that, man. I'll tell you what. I
Yeah,
remember when you were just laying it out on plywood sheets out there trying to cut out the framework.
How long have you been working on it, Tim? Because as you know, I'm fairly new on the scene.
I've been working on it about a month.
Oh, gee, you've come a long way. And do you have a rough
A
idea?
long way quick.
Do you have
Yeah.
any rough idea of time frame when you think the project will be completed? I know that it's easy to say, best laid plans and all that.
I was hoping to get it done by the end of this summer. And but trying to find the right motors and the right price for them is the big issue right now.
I can believe that. Whatever gave you the idea to do this? What inspired you?
I used to build airplanes and helicopters, and I fly quads, regular quads. And this is my quad right here,
Oh, yep.
aerial drone quad. And so, and I really like flying. I used to fly real airplanes and helicopters. And so I've always wanted to build, always wanted to build a full-size drone transport that I could get in and fly. It'll be the first one of this type I've ever built.
Has anybody else that you know built one?
No one that I know of.
That's
I've
going to
seen
be
all kinds of other crazy designs, though.
well. You know, I can fly. I don't have a manned pilot's license, but I can fly fixed wings and helis, and I've been RC flying for 30 years, and I've helped build 3 or 4 ultralights. But that is just something well outside any area that I've even dreamed of doing. So you know, I'm intensely interested to see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, it took me a year and stage of planning and designing. This is all my own design. So I'm building everything basically by hand, and that's
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
always.
time consuming.
And you're just going to do one for yourself, or are you aiming to make a series or go into production?
If I could get the funding, I could go into production and make these for general public use.
Well, if you get one flying, you may find that you get the interest to put it in production,
Well, that's what I was hoping for. So,
or at least until the government, as they always do, decides we need to be protected from ourselves and passes a whole heap of laws.
yeah. Well, through my experience with FAA and piloting aircraft, this is considered an experimental aircraft.
Yep.
And it's under 200 pounds. So you really don't even need a pilot's license to fly it. And so, but something like this, they just consider an experimental aircraft.
Do you have to
as
get
long
it
as
certified?
No, not for experimental. Anything, if it's under 300 pounds, they consider it basically like an ultralight,
Yeah.
same category. So that's why I was building it so small and lightweight. Keep the weight down on it. The body itself will weigh 198 pounds once all the electronics, motors, and everything are on it. Because I do the calculations and weight the material. Each part I measure, cut, I weigh them, write down all my measurements, and the weight what each part weighs, and it keeps everything in balance. So you know, like you got your airplane, you got your dihedral.
Yeah.
So this one here's on a quad, you basically have a quadhedral. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, a lot of people aren't aware, Tim, but I am. You need to, even the Phantoms and all that sort of thing have one, but people don't realise it.
yeah,
Have
but
what?
yeah,
Yeah.
In layman's terms, camber or caster, like your front wheels, you caster your thrust out to give stability.
it's
So are
if
those
you,
you're gonna have short wings on the side for ailerons or flaps?
uh, that's why I'm working on trying to find the motors. I'm designing the. I have 3 different designs in mind that I can use on this body style. I can use the solid fixed arm that comes out 4 foot that supports 4 single motors on each arm, like a regular quadcopter. And I also have this design here I was working on, which is like a movable fixed wing
Little
Right.
that's for the ducted fans.
Like the AV-8A Harrier. The jump jets
Yeah,
used to
yeah, like
yeah,
a Harrier jet.
yeah.
So it would have front and rear tilt wings with the ducted fans.
Yeah, they really, the Harrier's been around a long time, but they're yet to do it better. Nobody's done it better, really.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the 70s, yeah.
Yeah, it's been around a long time, and we've seen the Chinese, the Russians, your guys, the F-35s.
Nobody's done it like the Harrier.
No, it just
Nobody.
was one of those designs that I think they fell into, a bit like the Osprey, really. They
Yeah.
had,
I say that.
had its teething problems, but once they sorted it out, it's a mighty aircraft.
Well, that's the thing with these type of craft here, with the quad type aircraft, uh, with the fixed wing where you can move them. It works like a Harrier, but once you get up in the air, you can adjust the wings out for forward thrust.
Yeah, that's why I said, are you going to make that with flaps or ailerons? Because you're going to have to control that when it's up and in forward flight.
Right. Yeah. So it'll be. That's why I say I have 3 different designs I can use on this body. I can use a solid fixed arm that comes out 4 foot. If I have to use standard 32-inch props and motors, so I'd use 4 motors. If I can't get the ducted fans, so I would use 4 of the 32-inch prop blades and just 4 motors, and that would give me the 1,600 pounds of thrust I need. But I was wanting to use the ducted fans because they're carbon fiber and they're a lot lightweight. The weight of them's a lot lighter and quieter.
Sorry, guys, I'm just letting you guys talk while I manage a few things here.
And that's, I was looking at they make these ones now, they're called a Schubler, 195 millimeter ducted fans. They're all carbon fiber, really lightweight, and they're like 60 amps. And the energy generator I designed for this, I can have an extended flight time of over 25 hours continuous flight.
Wow. What
I'm
are
just-
you using for powering? Are you using battery power or hydrogen or what?
I'm going to use electric. It'll be all electric battery. But the energy generation system I designed creates more energy than it takes to run the system.
Kinetic energy?
Magnetic,
Magnetic.
yeah.
The ducted fan is going to power it?
No, the magnetic energy itself, the unit I designed,
Right.
if you go back and look at some of my videos, you'll find what I call a bench top power supply. It's a portable bench top power supply unit. And I call it that for a reason, because you can't say anything else. When something runs itself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it'll run itself continuously. And I can produce over 15,000 kilovolts of alternating current with it.
Did you work for Tesla?
No, no,
He's not quite that old.
yeah. I'm only
Nikolai.
63.
No, I mean now with their S3. I saw a Peugeot commercial today that's all electric.
I thought you meant
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla.
Their original plan was to every time you hit the brakes, it was going to create kinetic energy to recharge the batteries. I don't know if that ever went through. I don't own a Tesla S.
Well, no, the design they came up with ended up being a magnetic brake, and it actually inhibited the car
Oh,
from
jeez.
forward momentum. So they abandoned that idea altogether. But the unit I designed for it is completely independent. You can run your house with it. I can take it out of the house and put it in this and run it. And
Next question. What testing have you done on that?
the energy generator.
Yeah, because I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I've ran all the lights in the shop with it. I've ran all the lights in my house with it for over 72 hours at a constant, and just running tests on it, to see extended flight times, extended energy generation and use. And right now I have it set up to produce 110 volts at 60 hertz. And that's where I've run 72 hours constantly, just constantly running 72 hours. It could have ran longer, but I'm still working on the prototype. The shaft that I designed and milled from brass stripped out on me. So, but there's a magnetic rotor that spins. So when that spins, the shaft is supposed to be solid. So I got to redo it. So I'm losing my torque and my RPM. But when the magnetics spin around, they create north and south poles, and they're creating positive energy. So I'm converting magnetic field energy into alternating current. Then I convert it back into DC current and then back into AC current. So I produce more energy than it takes to actually run the system. But I'm not allowed to say that.
That whole thing, including the batteries, is going to be under 200 pounds?
Yes.
That's incredible because I don't know how many kilograms these TB55 batteries are. And that makes something like the Matrice 200. I mean, that thing's, what, 5 kilograms?
They're about half a kilo each.
Well, see, this is going to be, this will be carbon fiber by the time it's done. So it'll be super lightweight. So this is just the body template for everything that'll be carbon fibered.
Oh, so this is just a shell. You're taking this out.
Yeah. This is just the template. This is everything to be built. And then
you're going to mold over it.
Right. And then that's where you make your carbon fiber body and everything. So by the time you're done with the body, it'll only weigh like 35, 40 pounds in carbon fiber.
Not related, but I did that when I made a boat when I was a kid. I made a 17-foot boat that way with fiberglass sheet.
It's an old technique. It's just the materials that are new.
Yeah. Well, fiberglass, carbon fiber is the same thing as fiberglass. The same principle.
I remember when we laid the resin, though, we had to keep it in cans of ice because it would it would harden that fast. How are you going to do it?
I was going to use what they call a slow dry hardener. So it gives you 24 hours to dry. That way you have time to work with it. And you can mold it and spray it.
Body and whatnot.
Yeah.
What else do you fly? I heard you say you got the quad back there.
Right now, this is it. I used to fly real choppers,
It's a hell of a leap.
He said I flew the real thing, man. This is just toying around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this he's putting his body into. You're flying in this, right? This is man.
Yeah, I'm going to fly it. Yeah, this is, if you see like right here where I'm pointing, that's going to be the cockpit or the cabin.
Yeah.
And it's also going to have redundancies built in case of failure. So I'm going to have the reason I have my ailerons or wing supports for the motors out at the sides, there's going to be a large chute that's mounted on the back side of the craft behind the cabin. So if there's ever a malfunction in the air, you just pull the chute and it'll let it come down without a crash.
Where are you going to do your first flight? Over water, over ground, what?
It'll probably be out at r.p.a.s.
Oh, you're close to an airfield?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
r.p.a.s. Air Force Base.
Yep.
Right, Patterson. Even I know about that.
Way to go. So who's got the echo? Is it? It can't be me.
It's not me.
I don't think it's me. I'm the one that's been here the longest, so I'm pretty sure I'm okay.
My YouTube is muted.
Am I echoing?
Well, my YouTube's muted, so the only audio I got's Hangout. So the only other thing you're gonna hear is alerts or something.
I'm not echoing, am I?
It's not there now. Not that I can hear anyway.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right, gentlemen. Well, it's been quite interesting. Just as I thought the channel was slowing down to a stop, everyone arrived. I've been going now for well, you can see in the screen. I've got a little timer up there. I can't see it. It's quite a while. I'm probably going to pack it in shortly.
A couple hours now.
Another 9 minutes. I'll take it to the hour, and then I will cut it in. I've been going 2 hours then since the lead-in. I do appreciate you coming in to join me. I'll be going again on Thursday my time, which is Wednesday for you guys. It probably won't be a great time for people in North America, but it's good for Aussies in the UK. Next week I'm probably going to start this one off on 3 hours earlier on your Sunday, just to avoid conflicts with Val and a couple of others.
Okay, sounds good.
Always a pleasure, Harry. Always
Yeah.
a pleasure.
Yeah, it's good to be on. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Well,
it's my pleasure.
I'm not at work. I'm usually on YouTube, so I'm picking and choosing and trying to hit as much as I can.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I have learned out of this experience is not to say I have no intentions of doing this or that or something else, because just over a month ago, I wasn't on YouTube as a live person, just as a consumer. I am. That I wasn't going to be doing a live.
You got on YouTube and like, oh, you mean I got to add content?
Yeah, that's it. So I'm not going to say I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. It's a little harder for me than most people being a commercial operator. It's either feast or famine. I spend a week or two, I don't do anything, and then I might be busy for 7 or 8 days. And it makes it hard to make content, which is why I'm pushing on to trying to get the 1,000 subs, although that's not such an issue now. But I'm always suspicious that YouTube will close the loopholes, such as DU Recorder or the method that Osby put out to get on with the Go4 app. So I'll get that 1,000 subs out so that I can take people out when I do a job. I can just stream while I'm flying.
Awesome.
Well, my concern was how much does the customer want people to see? So then again, there's the thing. What content do you make?
Well, the way it works is, for any commercial operator, and I know it's the same in the US because I've been in copyright, the footage I own. The client is hiring me to make a product. They own that product, but the resources, if I build you a house, you own the house, but I own the lumber and the nails that are left over. And that's pretty well how it works. But I have had a number of customers want to buy the footage out, and I was warned by the people who ran the courses that would take place. So I just did what they said, and I quoted at a ridiculous price. I said, "Oh, yeah, $2,500 for that," and they didn't even blink. They said, "Okay." So I do have. It's quite frustrating. I've got quite a bit of footage here that would make really good YouTube videos, but I can't use.
Same here. I have stuff that I deliver it by Dropbox or send them the cards directly, and I don't have copies of it.
That's it. Well, I generally keep copies, but I retired officially over 10 years ago, and since then I've done a lot of things on the side, systems administration and whatnot. And I've got an ASIO clearance as well from my earlier work, which is ASIO is sort of our equivalent of the CIA, I suppose. So I'm well used to keeping things confidential.
Yeah.
Not a problem, Coffee Music. Thank you for everybody in the
I
chat.
don't think you were supposed to tell us that, though, Ari.
No,
Yeah.
I can tell you that. I haven't been active in 15 years, so no one's going to turn up and kill me. At least I
He
hope
could
not.
tell you, but then he'd have to kill you.
Yeah, right. We're all
It's,
dead before.
it's probably like we have
We
here in
let
the
you guys
United
know.
States. We have a non-disclosure agreement for
Yeah.
30 years.
Oh, no, outside of my lifetime, even my father, he served in Korea and Vietnam, and a lot of his stuff is classified till 27. And
I actually held a secret clearance while I was in the military for the things that I was doing with remote analysis and censoring and whatnot and radars, where we were in the main POC or talk area where the majors and generals were and whatnot. So we had to have that clearance so that we could keep hush hush.
yep, I was never in the regular military. I failed I'm the seventh generation, or would have been, in the military. I could not pass the medical. I've had hypertension since I was a kid. So I went into special projects. Well, eventually, they recruited me due to skills. I've got 4 trades and firearms and martial arts, etc. And I ended up. I worked for Australia's largest private security contractor, just as technician slash gun toter.
Right.
I got recruited into special projects. Think of what's the name of that American Blackwater? I think is the American equivalent. So I
Oh, Eric.
worked with the guys in the military, but I was never in the military. However, the flip side of that was, of course, we often got the jobs that the military didn't want to do.
PMCs, private military contractors.
Yeah, that's the US term for it.
This way the government doesn't have to
Usually
say they're in a
more
war.
us than the military.
Yeah, a guy I know actually runs that place. His name's Eric.
I would have much rather been in the regular military. It's a family tradition, but it wasn't to be. So that was the way it went. And I hadn't actually intended to end up in projects either. They came for me. And anyway, that's all history now.
Yeah.
I'm just a YouTuber and an r.p.a.s now.
Someone that did his best for his country and did what he did.
I'm just a drone builder.
Same with me.
I couldn't be physical now either.
I don't know anything.
I've never killed anyone, I swear.
Yeah, we've all seen Hogan Zeros, haven't we?
Yeah.
I know nothing.
I know nothing.
No, such a chill.
Colonel Hogan. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm starting on the invitations again. It's
Yeah,
really
you're at 2 hours, Ari.
yeah, that's right. It's time for me to share. And we've talked drones for at least over half of this. How
It wasn't a break. I don't think we stopped any time.
No, that's as I said in Roger's stream, because he had a couple of people snipe at him that some of the people were drifting off the drone topic, which me too, I'm sure it was. I don't have the experience that you guys have in YouTube and in the streams. I let myself be guided by the other people on the panel and the people in chat. If they want more drone stuff, then ask me more drone related questions. I'm pretty hot on the subject. Oh, Rick, you've left it to the last moment, mate. I was just about.
Think as long as you're getting on YouTube and giving out the knowledge that you have and sharing what you've done is enough as far as the drone industry goes. If you're looking for a channel that's all drone specific, well, go to the top drone related type areas or whatever and hang out in their 3 hour chats and do a Bardwell moment and see how learning you can be,
I
but
don't think it's
other
possible.
than that, it's just sharing the knowledge that you've learned. It gets more out there generally because of the experiences that we have with uh, tech shooting or this or that on the flight or this or that. You're not going to find that on a DJI site or this or that unless you go searching.
No,
Whereas
we tend to call it as it is.
YouTube, we can share our experiences more openly and troubleshoot or even meet experiences where I'll know not to do that. You know what I mean? It's great.
Exactly.
I hear you. Um, Look, I think that being private and being not affiliated with DJI or anybody, we're free to say how we find it, just tell it how it
Yes.
is, and it's advantageous. All of us have our own niche, and we share it. I try to, and as I said earlier, I'm getting on a bit compared to some people, but I've maintained the knack or the ability to keep an open mind. I'm always open to changing my mind, and I'll learn from anybody who can teach me anything. So
That's
it's
it.
the
Keeping
way to
open thought about it. But I don't think anybody's out here to teach everybody everything they know, but to give that knowledge. Some people are a little bit more arrogant or cocky as far as their approach, but I don't think necessarily anybody's out to like, I'm better than you for the most part of drones. They're all like
Where does
trying
that
to
get?
help everybody get to that knowledge point. You know what I mean? Where, oh, I got this information. Let me share it with you so that you can have it and get to that point. And I think that's something that's driving me towards the drone industry that you don't find in a lot of other industries. A lot of other industries, I got into guitars and this and that. Everybody's better than everybody in the
yeah,
guitars.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And you don't find that so much in drones. It's everybody's at the same kind of level and trying to help everybody get to that same achievement.
Yeah,
I
if
have,
you know something I don't, you share it, right?
yeah, I
Hmm.
haven't met anybody personally. I only really know one person in the drone sphere, and it's not somebody that I've ever spoken to personally or who comes into any of the streams that I go on. He's just a very well-known commenter with a very well-known channel and an organisation, a training organisation, and he's a relatively young guy. And look, he's very knowledgeable, but he just rubs me up the wrong way. He really knows it all. He's a legend in his own mind, but he's the only one. Everybody else is very, very open. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up at this point.
All
I'll have to
righty.
pick up Spud when she's
Hey,
finished.
thanks for having us, man.
So, everybody in the chat, thank you for joining me. Thomas O'Sullivan and Drone Kings, Brad, Rick Halber. I'm sorry, mate. I'm going to start 3 hours earlier, which will be 5 p.m. East Coast and about 1 p.m. West Coast next Sunday your time. I've got another stream, of course, coming up on Thursday my time, Wednesday yours. You can check my Facebook for or my YouTube channel for the schedule. So yeah,
Yep.
and Brent,
Looking
thank you
for you to
again.
come on, Rick.
Yep, I'm going to store the other emails that I haven't yet put in my address book, and I may just make an emailing list and send it out by default every fortnight. So if you receive a link and you're not in the stream, that's why. All right, guys, thanks very much, and until next time.
All right. Good
Have
evening.
a good
Bye.
night.
Cheers.
Yeah.